Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Oi.
Good to be back.
Yeah. So I guess we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger last time. I see Super Salty Doc is in the chat, ready to get back into things. He was so, ready to like just get airdropped in as Chauncey last session when he saw what was going on.
He's like, get me in there.
Yeah, I was just like, put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. My team needs me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was something.
Did you say Super Salty Doc?
Shots.
I did say Super Salty Doc. That's his new name.
That's funny. Super Docky Peanut.
Yeah, something like that.
Wouldn't that be like an amazing intro, like amazing way to bring him in though?
He just airdrops.
He like airdrops in, you just hear magnum shots.
I'm sitting there with a rifle, and it's just like, man, whoever's firing that has a more powerful rifle than I do, and it's just Chauncey on a plane. It's like nat 20s all day.
Yeah, those freaking nat 20s that killed Scorpion.
Oh,
that was
so
just
good.
luck. That was pure luck.
Yeah, but 2 in a row though. That's just how he rolls now.
Yeah, it might be. And I love how he leaves the show immediately after. So it's just like not gonna top that. We're just I'm out. Peace.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
He's gonna pop in every couple episodes, double nat 20 somebody with a rhino, and walk away.
Yeah.
Stab.
No parachute, just use the magnum kick to slow his fall. Yeah, that sounds like a very Chauncey thing to do. So anyway, nonetheless,
We're stalling.
I know you guys are stalling. You left off on a...
It's like Russia. We're stalling.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna roll some d10s for Mr. G's psychic damage.
Don't kill me.
So we left off in a bit of a predicament. So without further ado, previously on Resident Roleplay, you all had arrived in Johannesburg looking for the Ouroboros virus, which the Manifold was also in search of. You arranged a backroom meeting with Edwin Van Buren, who was the leader behind Section 3, which was a local black market group in possession of a stolen prototype of the Ouroboros virus. So after learning that their prices were a little bit too steep for you to pay, you proceeded to pretend to make a deal with them. But after they left, Mr. G followed them to their hideout, which was a warehouse in the inner city. Meanwhile, Katara and Sarah and Kevin made some purchases from a local arms dealer, Ibrahim, who offered a reward for stealing the famed shotgun known as the Hydra from Section 3's inventory. After these deals, the party regrouped outside the warehouse, and while setting up, you noticed a strike team getting ready to breach the building, as well as Scott and Ronan standing by and a sniper on an opposing rooftop. The sniper seemed to spot Mr. G, at which point he took a shot at them as the strike team made their move. In the ensuing fight, Scott and Ronan entered the building with the soldiers and began just cleaning house, killing all the guards inside, and just wrecking the place. Van Buren, at one point, opened one of the shipping containers that was inside and unleashed a writhing mass of tentacles, which was this Ouroboros subject that they had in there. Although I suppose your characters don't necessarily know that yet, but you know it's not something you've seen before. And with your...
That's crazy.
Yeah. And with your intervention, the Manifold soldiers all eventually fell, but Scott and Ronan managed to secure a briefcase and make their escape. The case took some shots from Mr. G on their way out and has been reduced to the metal vial that was inside. The case got busted, but he's just carrying its contents now. And much to your surprise, the sniper on the opposing rooftop also took some shots at Scott. However, in the battle, Sarah was attacked and fatally wounded and infected by the Ouroboros specimen. And without a green herb to help her recover, she lies in the back alley as Kevin prepares to make the ultimate decision. So, it's now sort of well into night, and this situation is going down. Scott and Ronan are making their escape really quick. Let's just figure out positions where everybody last left off. I was looking at the map from before, and I guess Mr. G was just getting around to the front.
I was on the rooftop, right above
you're
the
looking
front
for
door.
a way down.
I was. My option, I thought, was limited in that I couldn't get to the opposing rooftop because I thought I was going to be attacked. That is no longer not an option, so that is where I'll be heading next.
Okay, and Katara, I think, was just coming out of the alleyway next to the
I was
warehouse.
basically, yeah, like right there watching this stuff happen in the street.
Both of you make perception checks.
All right.
Oh, take a drink.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hmm. 23.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Katara would most
yeah.
definitely see, especially with your dark vision. You know, you're having you have a bit better visibility than everybody else right now. At least when they dip into the alleys outside of the range of the street lights. But you do notice Scott coming out, looking a little bit more full with stuff after getting out of that warehouse. Not only is he carrying along this vial that came out of the briefcase, but in addition to the assault rifle that he has slung over his back, he also has another, what looks to be another smaller weapon kind of slung on him now as well.
So she relays that. She's just like, gets on her Bluetooth. Scott's got something else on him. Looks like a smaller weapon.
Yeah, it basically looks like a sawed-off shotgun from what you can see.
Yeah, it's a sawed-off shotgun. And could she assume that that's like the Hydra?
It seems like it would match the description you were given.
She's like, it could be a really good shotgun. We need to get that off of him too.
Yes, we have our priorities.
And then she's gonna reload her launcher.
Okay, you're reloading your launcher as you're giving chase. Katara running out into the streets. You see them duck into the alleyway from which they came, and just start darting off full tilt. Mr. G, you're hookshotting across to the opposite roof?
Yep, I'm full on, like, I don't even know what kind of superhero I'm emulating right now, but I'm like basically grappling to the next rooftop, hitting, rolling, and continuing going.
Okay, smooth. Yeah, kind of like the original Scorpion's maneuver when she dived out the window and just like fired to the opposite roof. You're just jumping from this warehouse rooftop and just ziplining across.
I've had a couple days to practice.
Yeah, you've been messing with it.
I guess. I've got a couple days to figure out exactly how this works without pulling my arm out of its socket, but
yeah. So you two are staying on their backs. You hear coming over the radio, or rather your Bluetooth, the voice of your agent who has been standing by, Koro. He's just like, hey, what's all this about?
Get to the warehouse. We're gonna need a pickup.
All right. And you hear the SUV engine fire up in the nearby, and he starts driving, zipping around to the front of the warehouse. And he's not too far away, so he gets there pretty handily. He's just like, all right, just whatever you need me to do, I'm on it. So.
Oh. I guess like Katara just kind of like tell him that, they're chasing, she's like, we're chasing down the people that came in here, clean house. They have the virus on them.
And he makes note of that, and he's ready to. He's standing by, ready to receive whatever orders you guys would give him. So that's where this half of the party is at. But meanwhile, in the back of the warehouse, an infected Sarah has been dragged out to the alley, and Kevin, you're the only one back there with her, and you're seeing her just like limp form just lying in front of you, and her veins are turning a sort of black color, and her eyes are beginning to coat over black as like these thick sort of tentacles begin to curl out her skin and start climbing up her.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's my turn.
Yeah, just whatever.
All right.
You got a few moments before she turns. However, you two want to spend this together.
And now, real quick, is there? Now, I didn't think about this earlier. Hindsight, 2020, and all that. However, I was wondering, is there enough time to perhaps dash to the warehouse and search for maybe some herbs and maybe get back there before she turns?
That would be a bit more involved. You could try, but
we do have
no guaranteeing.
There is someone else there who could hopefully look for you. There's Okoro in the Jeep. Do we have? Is there a med kit in the Jeep?
Oh, great idea. Okay, I talk over my Bluetooth and I talk to Okoro and I say, Okoro, this is Kevin Larson.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any herbs, or any? Do you have any herbs?
We've got some basic medical provisions in the Jeep. And it sounds like he's rummaging a bit. He's just like, we got a first aid spray and yeah. Rummages a bit more. And he's just like,
first aid spray. Okay, how far are you? I'm outside the warehouse, north side.
Wait, I think we do have one herb in here, one green herb.
Oh, how far are you? I'm at the north side of the warehouse.
I'm at the front. These alleys are a bit narrow for me to get in through, so you're gonna have to run up here.
Okay, let's meet halfway.
He just like backs the SUV towards that what he imagines is the nearest alleyway.
I need a point of reference here.
You can direct him because you've seen the front, so you can at least point him in the direction, like, turn right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
right at the front door.
Yeah, just like right of the warehouse. You could say, give him some sort of specific direction that Kevin would know he would be able to get to.
Yeah. I say to him, okay, if you're at the front, there's an alleyway at the front. I'm up that alleyway, right at the entrance.
All right. And he starts getting the vehicle into place. Kevin, as this is going by, you see Sarah just like writhing as the infection begins to spread. Is Sarah saying anything in all this?
Actually, yes. When she hears him talking to him over the Bluetooth, she's going to grab his arm and kind of make him look at her. And she's gonna be like, Kevin, listen, I know you're scared. Oh, hell, I'm scared. But remember when we were teenagers and we went out in the woods and you broke your leg? You remember that?
Yeah. I believe you were the only one around at the time.
Right. And what did I say to you? We were gonna get through it, right?
Right.
Well, I want to tell you something in case this doesn't all pan out the way we plan it to. Well, you plan it to. Bill never forgave me. He blamed me for you getting hurt that day. I lost my sense of life, energy, you know how important Bill is to me. His image of me was faltered, stained, whatever. And I just fell into a melancholy kind of lifestyle. And I know you want to know why I went into that pit. I wanted power. I wanted to feel like I did before that. I wanted to feel powerful, Kevin. I know it was wrong. And now you kind of just see tears. And she slows her speech and stops talking.
Well, Kevin listens to what she has to say, but after she says it, he immediately starts booking it down the alley towards the vehicle.
Yeah. So so are you? 'Cause as this is going on, this takes quite a bit of time, and you know she doesn't have much time left. So
yeah,
as you're like, I was kind of assuming that you might be dragging her along as this is going on.
Actually, it might be a smart idea.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the SUV at the end of the alleyway, this sort of light at the end of the tunnel. You see Okoro just like throws open one of the side doors as he sees you dragging an injured and kind of gets around, opens it up, and brings the med kit to the fore. So, first off...
I yell out...
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna yell out, "Get over here, Okoro!"
And, so... with all of this, I'm going to have you make... just a straight either strength or mobility check. Just to see how quickly or like, you know, how strong you are in just like hoisting her up and bringing her along, and or just like how quickly you're able to push forward once you do.
Okay.
Does he get advantage for being desperate?
I don't think that's how this
Sure,
works.
I would say with the adrenaline and the passion, I'll give you advantage.
Oh, well, okay.
But it will not be easy because your window is small.
Move, boy.
So, as you're dragging Sarah along, just like holding up her weight, just having one of her arms around your shoulder and going on, she's pouring out her heart to you, and these tears are just streaming from blackened eyes. You feel her body just like beginning to just shudder in yours as these tentacles begin just crawling up her neck and just begin encompassing her face. And Okoro's dragging out this medkit as fast as he can and trying to make his way towards you. But you're beginning to question whether you're going to make it.
All right.
What does Kevin do?
He looks at Sarah and then back to Okoro, and he takes out his handgun again, and he points it at Sarah, though he does wait for Okoro. Hurry it up, Okoro.
I mean,
we don't have much time.
This is all basically going in slow motion as this is happening, because you had mere seconds before she was to turn. So
really? Mere seconds? Oh.
Yeah, because she had already failed one death saving throw last time. So he's like running at you full tilt sprint. You're pushing forward full full tilt while carrying Sarah, but
Right. Well,
you're not quite sure you're
yeah.
going to be able to meet him halfway fast enough right now at this pace that you're pushing through at. And you see Sarah's kind of looking at you off to the side, the tentacles beginning to cover those blackened eyes.
I just remembered something that we were talking about before the game started. Does Kev have a will point?
I think I do have a will point. I didn't know where to put it.
Because you can run really fast.
That's true.
Yes. Could I do that?
You can use your will point to push yourself beyond your limits at least once.
Yeah.
Could I do that?
That's right. Yeah, you have as a level 1 survivor. I believe we double checked that beforehand. That he has.
Yes, you have Paul running.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. You can dash as a bonus action. All right, so you spend 1 will point to push yourself even further and just like go twice the distance that you normally would. And like Okoro is just like sliding again, all in slow motion, all happening one thing after the other, sliding to his knees and opening up this med kit and handing you off this packet of powdered herb.
Quickly, I grab it and dump it in her mouth.
All right, you dump it, just like tear it open with one of your teeth, and just like set her on the ground and start dumping it on. So, go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
This is not a time for an Emil heal.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
So you get 7 hit points back, Sarah. And as you do, you see the tentacles that were crawling up her face begin to recede as just back down as the infection fighting properties of the herb seem to take hold and the virus seems to react negatively and begin to die off.
You know what that brings me to?
What?
0. That brings me to exactly 0.
You're at 0 hit points before.
Yeah. If you had
so
negative points,
7,
but we don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
There's no negative hit points in 5th edition.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah. So that brings you up to 7.
Yes. Okay.
But she seems to be alive.
I don't know who to hug here first. Okoro and Sarah.
Just hug everyone.
I hug Sarah, and then I look over to Okoro with tears in my eyes. Thank you. Thank you. You saved your life. We saved your life.
Just doing my job.
Of course.
And he's just like, just breathing heavily after all that.
Sarah grabs Kevin and like gives him a noogie and goes, "You're so stubborn."
Yeah, well, I could say the same about you.
Oh, well, I think it runs in the Larson blood, to be honest.
I suppose it would.
Well, where's the rest? Where'd they go? Where are we going?
During this touching moment.
Yeah, during this touching moment, this is all going on. And Koro brings you guys up to speed, and like he's in communicating over the Bluetooth, just like, oh, we've helped Sarah. What do you need me to do?
So Katara is just whatever direction that they're going, she's gonna let them know the direction.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, we just need to somehow find a way to cut them off, or I don't know. They need to be stopped.
She's like, all right, I know these streets. I'll try to get around the block.
Are both Ronan and Scott together?
They seem to be, moving as a pair. And as this is going on, Okoro's just like hurrying Kevin and Sarah into the SUVs, just like, all right, come on, we got to chase to get in on.
All right.
Roll
down the windows.
All right.
I'll buckle up. You roll down the windows.
All right.
He takes out his crossbow.
All right, and you guys all just get saddled up into the SUV as he puts the pedal to the metal and takes off screeching. Meanwhile, with Mr. G and Katara, you two have been giving chase. Katara just running along and just sliding new grenade rounds into her launcher as she's reloading. You see them reach the other end of the alleyway ahead of you, which isn't... Oh, excuse me. Isn't too great a distance, but like this is still like far ahead of you, but the alley doesn't seem too long. They come out to the other side of the block, and they seem to both enter some sort of small brown-colored vehicle that was on the sidewalk there, and then both begin skidding away.
Okay, so when I come around, how far? Okay, so first, she's like, they got into a brown, you know, they got into a brown vehicle. They're skidding away right now. They're heading, you know, this way.
Mm-hmm.
How far are they from me in that vehicle?
Probably around maybe 120 feet away. Given the head start they kind of had.
Okay, let me just want to check something real quick.
Are they from where I'm at on some rooftops? Can I get at least a visible, can I get a straight line of sight to them, or are they?
Yeah, from your because you zipped to the other side, so you'd be on the rooftop of the building that consists that makes one of the walls of this alleyway. So you could easily just peer off the edge and get a pretty clear beat on them.
All right, I would like to take a shot. If I can. My intention is to cripple the vehicle.
Okay, so you're taking a shot at the vehicle.
Yeah, and
well, okay. Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say while you do that, I want to run up. So you said about 120.
Yeah.
Away from me.
That's at the and they'd be getting into that.
Okay, so if I run
right
full 50, if I get full 50, they're like 70 feet away.
Roundabouts, yeah.
I'm firing my launcher, and I'm firing it twice.
Is that just enough?
Is that what?
Well, he was asking if that was just enough for your range.
Because it goes up to 100.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, since this is in my head, this was all kind of happening in tandem. So let's have a quick initiative roll off. Between you and them. No, this is just between. Okay. This is just to see what goes off first, whether they pull off out of sight or you get your grenade round off first.
And my shot.
Your shot, I suppose, would be able to happen sooner than either of these because you're.
I have line of sight quicker.
Yeah, you have line of sight quicker.
Although I was gonna say, does seeing Scott exit the building and chasing him, does he look like? Does it look like he's doing? Because like I saw that shot hit his shoulder, and you said he was looking pretty bad. How does he look in terms of like?
Well, no, because last time I think when we were talking about Scott and how he looks, all Raph said was that he was feeling it, but
yeah, but
it's not. He's not looking rough.
He's not looking rough, but my question is, knowing how powerful my rifle is, do I think that I could reasonably make him like I don't know, bring him into the he's looking rough stage by shooting, if I hit him, or am I better off stalling him until I get a better shot?
It's hard to tell. You've never seen him start looking rough, so it's hard to tell what his limits are. Fair.
I'm hitting the tires. I want to at least delay him I'm firing at the vehicle. I want to delay him so that Katara can get more shots off with the big one.
This will be an episode where we finally bring out or finally have to bust out these vehicle stats. So let me have an eye on this. So go ahead and make a targeted shot. So
how does that work? I'm making a headshot.
Yeah, you could use headshot to make this targeted shot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could take disadvantage and just make a regular attack roll. But
No.
But if they're 100 feet out, I think they're in my optimal range.
well, they're 100 feet out from Katara, who is a little bit further behind than you are, because this was after you zipped across and got a free 60 feet, from that hook shot.
Okay. So I'm close. I'm definitely closer than within under 100.
Yeah, under 100.
All right. So I think that should be outside of my optimal. But where is my bonus? Ugh.
So
that's a 14 to hit.
You fire a shot and just pshing, and just like aiming at one of the back tires, but the shot just like goes. You're a little bit slightly high, and the elevation messes with you. The shot just goes through the trunk, it looks like, and doesn't seem to do any discernible damage.
All right.
But
Okay.
Katara looks like she beat Scott in initiative, who's trying to get into this driver's seat. So you can go ahead and roll your damage. And
all right. So bonus action explosive enhancer.
All right.
And then I'm just gonna fire, and then I'm gonna use the other one to fire another shot off.
All right. So
42 in total, and this is like to the car itself.
yeah. So this is targeting the vehicle.
Yep.
Targeting as much as you can with a grenade launcher.
Yeah, so
Everything
you
over there.
lob these overhead, trying to detonate that vehicle. And they both land and just utterly obliterate that vehicle. Because I realize it doesn't... If someone was driving it, they would be able to make a save with the vehicle stats. But since you beat them
Times
to the
two.
punch...
Oh my god, were they getting
just
into the
auto
vehicle
fails.
too?
They were on their way, but you've blown it up before they could get inside. But the vehicle is just blown wide open. It does not look in usable condition. And just like Scott and Ronan just skid to a halt as they see that. And looking back over their shoulders, seeing that you guys are still giving chase, he just like tucks the vial into one of his pockets and just like gets on his earpiece. It's just like, all right, change of plans. We're gonna need to secure a new ride. Start bringing the heli towards our location.
Oh, please bring it here.
And he starts dashing off
I need a new ride.
Down the street.
Given Jason, if I have eyes on him, then I'm going to start taking shots at him.
All right, you start giving chase. You'll probably have to like leap to another rooftop to continue following them along the further along the street. But yeah,
I have a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, you're perfectly agile enough, and that hook shot makes it trivial. So you start positioning yourself closer. Katara is giving chase. Within the next round, you could probably start to round the outside of that alleyway.
And we're all given instructions to Okoro and Kevin.
Okay.
Yep, and we're just letting them constantly just letting him know what's going on.
Okay, keeping them up to
him? Did she hear him say something about the heli?
Yeah, you would have overheard that, both of you.
So that's relayed back.
So, and yeah, you're relaying all this information, and you see the SUV that Okoro's in start to round the block. So they sort of like went down that alleyway, exited it. You blew up the car at the end of it, and then they, from the alleyway perspective, Katara looking down at it, you would have seen them just turn right and disappear around the corner. Mr. G has a bit more of a bird's eye view, and you can see them just heading down the sidewalk on that street. But on the Mr. G, you would also see from your position on the left side the BSAA SUV coming around the block and heading along that same street now. And Sarah and Kevin would both be within it.
So they're moving to cut him off?
They're giving chase, essentially. They would have... Because they're running in the rightward direction. If you're looking out of the alleyway, this SUV would be coming from the leftward direction if you're coming out of the alleyway. So they sort of came around the block the other way,
moving in the same direction.
But are now moving in the same direction as your targets.
Yeah. So the next few things, because she's gonna be saving her rounds for that helicopter.
Okay.
But the rest of this stuff, she's just gonna be like full movement, action dash, full movement, action dash, and just she's just keeping up.
All right.
As best as she can.
So yeah, you're using your full movement to keep up. You round the corner and you see them just like frantically dashing down the street, and you see what looks to be a vehicle coming down the road on the opposite end. But you see, by the time you round the corner, you see Scott Moeller basically holding up this vehicle at gunpoint as he pulls out this handgun from his hip.
I have a question.
And yeah.
When I left the warehouse and I went to the other roof, where was the sniper and what is she doing? Or the bird head mask?
Make a perception check.
Right now?
Yeah. Well, just sort of retroactive.
Well, because when I was because I ran right past her to get onto this rooftop.
Well, 21. It wasn't this particular rooftop that she was on. She was a bit further out of the way.
I thought she was on the rooftop opposite of the... Oh, no. This is the rooftop in front of the
in front of
building.
The warehouse.
She was opposite of me. We had the warehouse between us.
Yeah. So...
Okay, that changes things.
With a 21, last you saw of her, she was on that rooftop that she was sniping from. But you saw her after, once Scott got out of her view, she just looked to pack up and just like drop off of her rooftop in a different direction.
Okay. So I'm gonna take my shot when I have a good view of him.
Okay, yeah. So as this is going on, he's just like holding up this vehicle, just the Ronin, just within his big vertigo form, just like just shoves its hand through the window and just like pulls out whatever poor soul was inside and tosses him across the street. And they seem to be securing a new ride here. But
they're not in yet.
They're getting in as Mr. G gets to take a shot.
Out of game. This session has turned into Grand Theft Auto.
Scott's a little Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
16.
Who was that targeting?
Scott.
Okay, so and the round seems to go overhead in the midst of all this as he looks back and sees the direction you're firing from.
Okay. Moving closer as close as I can, but I'm reloading.
All right. Gotcha. So you're reloading and moving along. What's Qatar doing?
So they're securing it at the moment.
Yeah. Seem to be getting into this
You know what? She's just gonna fire it again.
All right, another 2.
Yeah, she's gonna fire another 2. Oh, I'm so happy I have these chem fluids. Okay. Or materials. Whichever. I'm good on them. So bonus.
No, yeah, that vehicle also is toast. As just like you blow it to bits.
Question. They're within range of all these explosive rounds, right?
This one they would be. The last time you blew it up kind of before they managed to get to it, but this one I would say at least Scott is in range, so I'm gonna have him make a quick save.
Okay, wait, so they weren't even in the vehicle when I was taking a shot at the tire yet?
Not quite yet. But you would see them clearly heading towards it.
Okay. I wasted that shot.
So let's see. But he has advantage. Let me see if that works. Oh, it did. So
okay, so 25 points.
And on the second one, same thing. So
same.
Has both of those.
Yeah, he just takes 25 unless the car did anything else too.
No, with this one, it didn't cause like a big gasoline explosion or anything. It just like sort of like it basically totaled it with sheer explosive force. So how much did you say that was in total?
50 in total, but then half to 25.
Okay, 25. Okay, so he gets blown on his butt a bit. But they see you guys giving chase. At this point, the SUV is probably going to start catching up with you guys a little bit behind you.
And then pretty much, again, she's going to move, like when they start running away again, she's going to go through and reload to full again.
Question. How close is the SUV to Scott and Ronan?
About maybe, you know... The SUV still catching up, so you're maybe like less than 50 feet behind Katara, then maybe another. She's probably 60 or to 80 feet behind the two of them.
Okay, well I'm going to reload my crossbow in preparation. Another fire bolt.
Okay, yeah, explosive bolt.
Explosive bolts.
Yeah. So after all this, they're gonna start like darting off and disappearing into another alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Giving chase, and whenever I have
Giving chase and reloading.
whenever I have view of them again, and also I had to spend my action this round to reload, which means I couldn't use my action this round to grapple.
Right. That takes an action. But in any event, I think, well, getting from rooftop to rooftop, there's probably not that big of a distance between them that you wouldn't be able to just like hop at this point.
Yep. So I'm moving with all my movement, minimum all my movement and a bonus action dash, if possible. All my movement, bonus action dash, or action grapple.
Gotcha.
So that's to get within range, and once I'm within range again, taking another shot.
All right. So you're getting yourself within range. At this point, they're starting to veer off and disappear into an alleyway on the opposite side of the street, just continuing in the sort of on the opposite side from the direction that they were going in at first when they were first leaving the warehouse, heading into the next alleyway on the next block. So.
All right, so I will take my shot.
Okay. So, well, you will probably have to use a fair bit of your movement to get there. Are you still sticking to the rooftops?
I have movement. I'm always sticking to the rooftops.
Okay, yeah. Then, you would be able to. Well, because normally it's. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check, actually, to see how well you're hopping from these rooftops.
I have a lot of tools to help me.
You do. Yeah, I would say you could sort of subvert the need for it if you want to use your action to use the hook shot, but you wouldn't have as much movement. I would say if you do use the hook shot, you would be able to get into position, but you wouldn't have your action to attack. You'd be, if you just used your movement, well, let's see, actually. Yeah. I'll phrase it as that gamble. Like, you could use your hook shot and definitely be able to get a beat on them, but not attack. Or you could just use your movement to and get a beat on them and attack.
So you mean I can use my hook shot to get a beat on them and not attack before they get out of sight? Because I can do that. Wait 6 seconds and then shoot.
You could.
All right, I'm using acrobatics then.
All right.
$19.
All right, you're good. You're just like leaping deftly from rooftop to rooftop, and you manage to get into a position where you're sort of on the opposite side of that alleyway that they had ducked into, at least enough. You can see down enough to see them darting across it.
All right, then after vaulting over someone's clothesline and then trying to get up the wall onto the lip of this thing, I'm gonna prop my rifle over and take a shot down the alleyway. Oopsies. Better, 21.
Which one was this again?
This is attacking Scott.
Okay,
I'm always
Scott.
attacking Scott.
Gotcha.
Because I know that he took the most damage.
Right.
And he's got everything that we need. Killing Rodin won't help him drop the virus.
All right, so that certainly hits.
All right. And this was headshot because it was +9.
Right.
Wait a minute, that was a 12. Okay, I have to check the number now, whether it crits or not. How far away are they?
Probably around in the range of 100 feet or so, give or take. Oh yeah, because your optimal range starts at 100 feet now, right?
It starts at 100 with this rifle.
Yeah, I would say they're at this point a little bit beyond that. So yeah, you would have advantage.
I would have had advantage.
Right.
Because I already made my attack. Should I make another one for advantage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I remembered, I was like, oh, do I have sneak attack on this attack? But I was like, oh, do I have advantage for any reason? So this is the same thing. Off this for the same attack. The only thing I could do is get a crit on it, and nah. All right, so just having advantage is enough to give me.
Yeah, he gives you sneak attack.
Sneak. Okay. This is with headshot. And he is still spotted, right?
Right.
44 piercing.
All right.
As I prop up, I'm like climbing up and just spin into, like rolling on the ground, then
all right.
And silenced.
Yeah, that round just like
we keep forgetting it's silenced.
It's so much more epic with the loud muzzle shot. But
It is.
it's just
actually, but that
causes
that's
splatters.
what it sounds like when it's silenced.
Yeah, exactly, with the Muramasa. And yeah, you just like splatter through near his head region, not quite through the skull, but you see a solid splatter of blood go through him as he stumbles as he's running along. And you see Ronin next to him, or at least the silhouette of them against the light posts in the next street, just like knocks out the glass in a window on the building to the side of them and jumps inside, and Scott follows him in.
How close is the SUV?
At this point, the SUV would have definitely caught up at least to Katara.
Okay.
At least where Katara was. Is Katara continuing to move forward, or?
Oh yeah, so the building the building that they went into, would it be easy to like assume, like, so if they're going through the alley, they jump in, they bust through the window. Is there a way to get around that building to like an outside area? Just kind of like either what would be in front or just in like another like line that they're going in.
Okay, yeah, you're trying to get to the other side of that building, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take quite a bit of movement. Because they got, again, still having that head start. So you would need to continue down the road and then go around the building. But yeah, with you're moving at like 100 feet around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could be on your way, sort of past that alleyway and into the next alleyway so that you could be on the other side of that building. But you won't quite get there within this round.
Okay.
But the vehicle's still trailing behind, and
yeah, she just lets them know, like, hey, they went into this building. I think they're, potentially going around here, but I'm going to see if I can get around.
Yeah, I'll also tell the driver to, see if they can go around the street to get into the front of the building, and we want to cover all the entrances and exits and get them, and just keep them there. We want to keep them in this building.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we can always, what do you call it? If we can siege them here, we'll have the advantage.
Yeah. So he hears your orders come through, and he starts driving around. He's just like, "Oh, okay, I think we could get around that building," and he starts going forward around the next block and circling around. And Sarah you've had plenty of actions to be able to heal, so as long as you have the resources, you could be healing.
There's also a first aid kit.
Yeah, there's a first aid spray still left in the med kit that was in the that was in the vehicle.
I was looking it up.
Honestly, if you didn't say something, I would have.
I was looking it up in the rulebook. Apparently, first aid sprays also can fight infection.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
The infected state ends if you return to normal if you regain hit points by use of an herb or first aid spray.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I wasn't 100% certain, so I just had them use the herb. But yeah. Thanks for looking that up.
I was looking it up. I was like, wait a minute.
So what is a first aid spray?
A lot.
What?
Yeah,
You're
where'd you
also
go?
quiet now.
What's the... What do I add?
It's 10d4 plus 20. Also, I'm gonna have to
Dang.
turn you up.
Yeah, you got
Am I
quiet, so you got
Yeah,
really
you're
quiet.
like super quiet.
Hi.
Yeah,
Is it better?
Oh, there you
Yeah,
are.
that's better.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So 10d4 plus 20 is a first aid spray. Oh man, I just did that much damage to somebody.
That's true. So, as this is going on, the SUV is rounding about the street. Sarah's healing herself. I guess since while Sarah's healing as he's rounded about the corner, I'll have Kevin make a
With the help of
perception
Kevin.
check.
Yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, what's Mr. G and Qatar's plan? Mr. G's still up on the rooftop.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on any entrances or exits. Do we?
Okay. Obviously, you can't
if I-
see the exits on the far side, but yeah, you can
No,
see
but-
these two walls that are closest to you.
Katara. I'm trying to see who would be faster to get to the other side, and we should watch because somebody needs to watch this exit, and the other person needs to get to the opposite side.
Hmm.
Oh no, wait, yeah. You said you were going to.
Yeah.
Let's see who's because we needed to coordinate. I can actually just get to the roof.
It's true.
You can cover an exit, and the SUV can cover the opposite side, and you guys could like be on opposite corners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get him like trapped in that house.
Yeah, and then if they want to get out, they're gonna have to be shot by somebody.
Yeah.
That's true.
So the SUV, as it turns the corner, starts like slowing a little bit as it's going along the street, giving you a chance to survey. Kevin, keeping an eye on the streets on this side. Don't see any movement or activity or anything coming in or out of that building. It looks to be some sort of dilapidated, rundown, maybe abandoned warehouse of some kind. Not an incredibly huge warehouse like the last one you were in, not like tall as in, but just something you might find in the in any corner of a big city.
All right. Can
It's
I
dark
ready an
inside.
action?
All right. What are you ready?
I would just want to if I see anybody try to leave, I'm gonna take a shot.
All right.
Well, anybody being Scott or Ronan.
Yeah.
Sees Katara. That's one of them.
I will also say, with your crazy perception check, you do also notice this motorcycle that has been kind of trailing along down one of these streets.
Huh. I'm gonna point this out to the rest of the group.
Do we see who the driver is?
Yeah, if you're keeping an eye out on the streets. No, now you're still on the rooftop you were on before, or on
Yeah.
again to the rooftop of this warehouse building.
So I was looking down the alleyway. After we did all our coordination. I'm actually going to try to move to get on top of the warehouse, and I'm
Okay.
actually going to I'm going to try to get there as quiet as possible. Would I be able to do that with a hook shot?
It's possible. Make a stealth check.
Oh, that 20 looked nice. 27.
All right. You pretty quickly and quietly, save for the expanding gases that have to launch the hook out, manage to zip onto the other side and land without a sound.
and I will. So what is the real quick? What does the rooftop look like before I check out this motorcyclist?
You see some. It's mostly flat, sort of, gravelly looking rooftop. You got some vents and HVAC unit type looking things.
But it's all intact. There aren't any holes from it being run down and kind of collapsed.
Make a perception check.
8. I'm more interested in this motorcycle.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, it's dark up here, so you don't quite notice any. It just seems to be mostly all put together up here. It's just a little dirty looking, a little run down, but not.
It's dusty.
Broken. So yeah, keeping an eye on the streets. You do see the motorcyclists as they go by, and you do recognize it as that figure you saw on that opposite rooftop.
All right. I don't think.
But they seem to be trailing behind the SUV at a great distance. But
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Kevin saw that sniper. So I'll explain what I saw. I was like, yeah, I think that's the sniper that was accompanying us in this. She might be on our side. So.
Well, the way I see it, the enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That's that's basically what you see. Which let me put it up.
I really hope that this character, the person who's actually following us, is that character.
You see this lady on the motorcycle back that's just in this urban camo cloak with this sort of beak-like bird mask with glowing red optics.
Oh no.
Oh, so this is kind of like this is kind of like Origins for RE5.
We don't know that yet.
Well,
but
Lauren,
no, yeah.
message you real quick.
I like it.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wow. So I guess relaying that to the group, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think she was firing at Scott. So yeah, at least have another gun on our side.
All right.
So I'm hoping she's with us. If not, then do what you have to. But she didn't seem to attack me unless provoked.
She's like, all right, I guess we'll let her do her thing while we do ours. So with Katara coming around, does she fully make it around after into this next round?
By this time, you fully make it around the block and on the opposite side of that warehouse now.
Okay.
On this side, you do see a door to this place. Looks to be chained up again, this sort of place in ruin that seems to be in disuse. Looks like it might have just been locked up at some point, but they broke in on a window on the other side.
Yeah, she's like, chain door over here, bro. It's if they're coming through this, they're gonna have to break through it, or they can just jump out windows.
I might want to see if I can get inside through the rooftop and maybe smoke them out, or just kill them.
So there's a window there, right?
There are kind of windows all around. Some of them a little smokier than others, but yeah, there are a lot of sort of glass pane windows.
So she's gonna get on her thing. She's just like, all right, so you want to go in and sneak through the top. We have people outside ready. We have the Jeep also ready on another side.
Yeah. So and the SUV actually is out on the same part of the block that Katara is on. So
okay. So
we want to make sure we can see all 4 sides of it.
Okay, so if you make that clear, then you'll drive around to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like, all right, so I don't want to go inside. That's a death sentence. But
I'm fast.
I think there's like an open window I can toss a flash in to see if you can if someone can maybe spot shadows in there that look like people.
I've actually got pretty good vision in the dark. I might be able to handle this. I'll tell you which window to throw it in, though.
All right.
Do I see any rooftop access? Any latches?
Make an investigation check now, if you're taking the time to do a more detailed search.
Does this count as following my target, my spotted target?
I suppose it would. Yeah.
Okay. I have advantage to find my target. Yep. I spotted
Scott.
Scott. He's got a little death marker above his head now.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
All right.
And if I see him again within 120 feet, I can remark him at the end of the hour.
All right.
If he's within range.
Oh,
is that some sort of
an Amber Alert?
Oh.
Someone's about to get destroyed is what this Amber Alert's about. Some kid named Scott. 21.
Watch out for Scott. Possible pedo.
Oh no.
No, that's not what the Amber Alert says.
21 to find an opening in the rooftop.
Okay. You do find some just rusty looking latch. That seems to be some sort of metal trapdoor of sorts that might head inside.
How rusty?
like tetanus rusty.
Am I gonna have to like clank this open?
No, yeah, it looks pretty heavy. There would definitely be some strength checks involved to just even get it open.
All right, so I'm locked out. No kidding. That's not good.
Do you have spy? Do you?
Could I try to? No, because I still have to like lift the darn thing, right?
What are you talking about?
It's not locked.
It's not locked.
The latch.
It just looks heavy.
Oh, it's just a heavy latch.
Oh, yeah. Would I be able to do that quietly, or am I gonna have to make some sound?
Opening it up?
Yeah.
I mean, you get the sense that if you move this thing, it'll probably make some sound if you throw it open.
All right. Creaky door it is. I'm going in.
Strength check.
This is not good.
Come on, Skinny G.
No!
It was teetering. Well, I guess the stream can't see it, but the
teased
3D dice teetered on a 20. Yeah. Yeah. So you.
I don't have any bonuses.
And you cannot get this thing open. It is.
That's a no-go on the rooftop.
To your mind, rusted shut.
All right. So what I want to try to do next is go along the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
However long this will take to find a rooftop that I can like use my grapple to less so like zip to, but to like use it to grapple down to a roof and then get through a window.
Okay. So.
Well, actually, I should ask first. How far? Like, how many stories is the?
Well, this one is like I
one?
said, it's not nearly as tall as the other one. So this is about a one-story building.
But would I be able to? Okay, so not as tall as the one in there. Like, it doesn't have a catwalk.
No, yeah, nothing.
It wouldn't be that
effect.
big. All right. Oh yeah, I'll just let everyone know. It's like, yeah, I'm not getting in here unless Katara, you can get your butt up here and lift the door for me.
I'm not strong.
I think you're the strongest one we've got right now.
That is no.
That's bad.
That's a bad deal.
That's wait, listen. If you couldn't get it open, I can't get that open. If it involves strength checks.
Good deal. All right.
I mean,
if anything, if you can find another area to kind of, I don't know, necessarily look at. I don't know if you plan to go to another roof or if you plan to do anything, but if I throw a flash in there and someone can spot at least the shadows of people. I don't know if you, well, probably wouldn't be able to pinpoint it, but at least we'd know that they're, well, we know that they're in there.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to use a flash as for reconnaissance. Is the thing.
True.
Like that could work, but I would much rather use that and have guaranteed follow up.
Right.
Because if I can get in there and I can start to smoke them out towards one of you, that flash would come in much more handy. But I can't get in from the rooftop.
All right.
Is the problem right now? And I could come down there and just like walk in, but at that point, I think one of you might be better. I think Katara might be better at that.
No, I couldn't do that because that's gonna take a. Because how heavily rusted is that thing up there?
I mean,
it takes more than a 2.
It takes more than the DC is higher than 2. You could guarantee that much.
It's pretty heavy.
Because I could run up there and I could dissolving solution the rust. But I don't know how long that's going to take.
With that suggestion, could I look at like the bolts and like this door and be like, yeah, that might take an hour, or is it like, oh yeah, that might be doable?
I mean, looking at well, make a quick science check.
I mean, just looking at the thickness of it, or is it like just
that's
a
science.
quick like, okay. I don't think I have any.
Oh no.
It's rusted.
It's
6.
rusted.
Yeah, that's gonna take a freaking long time, man.
Just look at it and you're like, good thing I got my shots.
Sure. It's just like, yeah, you don't want to. I don't think you even want to touch it at this point.
At this point, the SUV has kind of parked around the other corner, covering the other side.
What's the?
Because her whole thing, she's just like, I would come up there. The thing is, I don't want to end up while this is bolted, or not. Well, I should say, while the thing is chained. I don't know if they'll be crashing through windows here, or if they're going to try to find some other way. But if I come up there, could you watch that area?
Yes, we could switch off right quick.
All right, I'm gonna see if I could find a way up there then.
I'm going to grapple to a rooftop that was, like, on the side that she was at. Also, you said the SUV is now found, like, settled in, right?
Mm-hmm.
How close is the motorcyclist getting?
Motorcyclists seem to have stopped, like, on the previous block and just parked their vehicle, parked the motorcycle by a sidewalk, and then the lights just go off. And just, like, by a shady corner that you can't too well see them from. Make a perception check from your bird's eye nest.
I forget this is in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's also true.
You said perception check?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Get within 60 feet of me.
I can't tell. Oh man, that's a 2.
Yep.
That's a 6 for perception.
Okay. You don't immediately notice anything, but everybody hears like this tire screech and then honking.
Coming from
the direction that you guys had come from previously.
Does anybody have any eyes on what that disturbance is?
Would I see anything?
Not from where you're at. You would have to get out and take a look around.
Can I do that?
From where Qatar is at?
From where Qatar is at, Qatar, make a perception check. You're out by the front of this warehouse.
16.
Oh yeah, so you would have noticed or at least after Mr. G calls it out, this vehicle that just like an ordinary like passerby vehicle just backing up out of the road adjacent to you, and just like going in reverse. Like they went down that road, then came to a screeching halt and honked at something, then started like just put it in reverse and started backing away at top speeds, and then just swung around and then is now driving off in the opposite direction.
Did it look like? Does it look like they're trying to just? Is it like escaping or?
No, it looked like somebody just like was driving down this road, minding their own business, and then just got scared of something, and now is turning tail and driving the other direction.
She relays this. She's like, they may not be in this building. I think they got scared, and whoever was in that vehicle just was coming down, got scared, backed away.
Hold on. Where was that vehicle coming out of?
Qatar could point you to the street, and from your bird's eye view, if you were to look out in that direction, you would see the big tentacle creature that was in that warehouse with you guys previously. Now just like it seems to have reformed a bit after consuming a buttload of bodies that were left in that warehouse.
Is it huge now?
It's like any like mass that it might have lost over the course of that battle seemed to have been regained, and it is just like marching down the streets, just kind of wandering around.
Does it look like it's going after the? Does it look like it's going after the vehicle, or is it just kind of
after the headlights shined on it, it's now heading in that direction, just looking for something to consume as it's just on all fours marching down the street,
guys,
in the middle of the street.
I've got
a dumb idea. I think we got an idea.
Yeah, she's just like, yo, what if we can make a noise and have it go inside this building?
I'm gonna shoot at it.
I'm moving. I'm out. Weird.
So me and Qatar were about to switch places. From the rooftop of the warehouse, I'm going to start firing at this creature.
All right, make a attack roll with advantage.
I'm going to use my handgun for this, just because I want to be loud and make a lot of shots. I'm just gonna like burst fire, just like.
Gotcha.
Just to get its attention.
And I'm gonna have Katara. So you're gonna get its attention.
I'm on top of the warehouse right now, which means to get to me. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna have to go through the warehouse.
Because I was thinking about cracking one of the windows with something, and then running.
I mean,
way it like looks and is just like, oh, I'm gonna go inside this warehouse.
So do that. I'll position myself next to that window. Or there's already a cracked window, right?
There's at least one since they broke in.
Yeah, there's one.
I can just position myself right above that window, and just start pissing this thing off and trying to get it to come this way.
Yep.
Make sure nobody comes out. We're gonna stick a virus. We're gonna stick a freaking DOW in there.
It's worth noting that they were heading down one of the alleyways, so the window that they broke into would have been like on one opposite corner, and then the street that it's heading down is like way on the other side of that. So your field of opportunity is going to be limited. I will say it will negate the advantage you have on the attack, just because the timing is going to be very particular.
Wait, so there's the warehouse on opposite end, on the creature and the window are on opposite ends of the warehouse.
Basically, yeah. So if you were to position yourself above that, you'd basically be like looking down the scope of the alley, and you would have to shoot it as it's passing by.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start shooting at it to get its attention first.
Okay, gotcha.
I was gonna say, is there a way to make like an intelligence check to figure out like, so if Mr. G does that, where if Mr. G just goes through and agitates it, or like if Katara goes through and like let's say breaks a window, that one of these would be the likelihood for it to work to get into the warehouse. Is there a way to do an intelligence check for that?
You can figure that out on its way here. It's very slow.
it's I'll say there's no check to guarantee which would be the better bet. Seems to be a very simple-minded creature.
Okay. Yeah. So
honestly, all I think is if we piss it off and get it to come to this warehouse, it's just gonna start punching walls.
Yeah, you know what, and yeah, so she's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna let you do that. I'm going to. Is there a way to get like across the way into like another alleyway if there's one over there to kind of get out of sight of that?
Just kind of
when it starts coming over to the warehouse.
Yeah, you could go around the block and round the corner, basically to where the SUV crew is at. And that would be out of sight of where the Ouroboros creature is now at.
What I'll do is I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna let him fire off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait until it starts getting closer, like at least close enough to where, like, if there's a window where they like break out, right? If there's a window where they break out and they start running, she can just be like, oh, they're running, and like, you know, let them know. But then also just start like booking in another direction because she doesn't want to get in like range of that thing because she's like, I saw what that did to Sarah. I'm not dealing with that.
Right. So yeah, you're sort of sticking around the front. You're peering around the corner to get an eye on what this creature is doing, but being prepared to run around. Being prepared
to run around, like, once it gets close enough to where, like, if they tried escaping, it's not going to matter because they're going to be engaged by this thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Actually, I'm going to ready a flash grenade if they come out.
All right.
Speaking of readying actions.
While this is all going on, I'm going to toss Sarah my triple shot.
Well, that changes what Sarah would do then. Instead of readying her handgun, she's going to ready that.
Same thing.
It is a handgun.
That. She's going to say, retiring. After this, I'm retiring.
I don't blame you.
If I live through this.
Let us go.
All right, I just got you the stats on that.
Good to know.
So you said there was. So the attack for this. You said it had advantage.
It has. It seems to be unaware of you.
Oh, so, just because it's.
Yeah. It's just running down the street. So you would be getting the drop.
I'm not.
Well, it's like regardless.
I'm headshotting it.
I was gonna say because like regardless if you miss, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be like.
No, I have silencers, and I don't want to use an action to unsilence a weapon.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, if a silencer misses, I stay hidden.
Right.
So
that's true.
And I don't want to use an action to unsilence it because.
Yeah, because it could get farther.
Yeah. So I'm gonna headshot it.
All right.
Does that thing even have a head?
Does have weak
22.
points though. 22.
Does have weak points.
All right, so you take aim, start scanning it for the most vulnerable looking area, and you see these large yellow, flesh-like sort of formations at various points hidden within its bunched up tentacles. And you take fire at one of those and just sort of like burst some of it in this orangish liquid that sprays out. So go ahead and roll your damage.
That was a taste. Okay, well, I did say I was going full burst. I was gonna say I technically didn't say, but I did say I was going full burst when I first said. I forgot this weapon was
all your weapons are suppressed.
Multi-shot.
Delicious.
No, was multi-shot.
Right.
And sneak attack, right?
Right.
This is not spotted.
No, it is not.
45 with the burst fire.
All right. So you do that solid bit of damage, and you see it just like turn its big sort of amorphous mound of self like in your direction, and start towards the warehouse.
I'll attack again. Can I shoot at it the entire duration it takes to get here?
Well, it's not too great a distance away from the warehouse because it is in the middle of just of the street. So it'll probably be getting to the walls before you get this attack off. At which point you see it start to like diminish a little bit and like start to lose its like body-like form as it turns into a bunch of tendrils and just starts going straight up the wall.
Up the wall?
Up the wall.
You said up the wall.
Up the wall.
Oh no!
It just starts slithering up the wall.
So you said it was going up the wall.
Yeah.
He set up the wall.
It's got spider
Up the wall.
Up the wall.
Ah!
So yeah, it just loses its all like sort of bodily looking form. Now it's just a bunch of tentacles that are just slithering up the wall, just up the glass and everything.
Come here, you. Oh no! Oh no! Fire, and I'm going to the next rooftop.
All right.
Actually, would I be able to hold an action with the hookshot on, like, in the middle of this rooftop or whatever, and wait for it to try to attack me before I, like, I stand on top of the door?
Okay, so you're just like moving back, like further into the rooftop, standing by the door and waiting for it to come to you.
Waiting for it to try to attack me, and I'm going to ready a hookshot to
get away,
zip out of the way at the last second.
All right, so it slurps up to the rooftop and begins mounding back into some sort of bodily form, and now it's on the rooftop and it's just going the rest of its distance, trying to close the gap to its target.
And I'm gonna have my hookshot ready.
Go ahead and roll a d10.
That's different. A 3?
Okay. You see like the worn down just like warehouse rooftop just like giving off shakes of dust with each heavy step, but it does not seem to give way underneath it. And it is closing the gap towards you.
Yeah, so I'm still waiting for it to try to attack me, and I want to. I'll tell you, my intention is to try to make it hit this.
Okay, so you're like standing right on top of this door, wait for it to try and attack you, and then.
Yeah, so when I see it go like, I'm gonna be like, ah!
All right, so.
It'll probably give way underneath that.
Yeah, so
I want it to try to slam me, but I will hold a I'll hold my grapple for when it does.
Gotcha. So it starts to just like, you see it just marching towards you. Your blood is full of fear, and as this is going down, you
come here,
pull out, have your hook shot at the ready to dart away at the last second, and then as it raises this pseudopod, just arm of tentacles up, and attempts to slam it down, you and just zip off to the side as it comes down on top of this. So let me make a quick attack roll. It does hit. Which it does hit. So
it's me.
Does this play? Oh my, it'd be nice if this like whole roof collapses in on top of this.
Oh, that would be so good.
And then it's just like this thing just, and they're like,
let's just throw a building and a freaking plaga thingy, not a plaga,
Ouroboros damage
virus.
Let's see.
Ew.
Oh, that was the damage that would have been done to me?
Well, that's the bludgeoning damage. The objects can't take the necrotic damage. Yeah.
Remind me to not be within 15 feet of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So, either way, it's just like, and just like knocks this door inwards into the building, and you see like bits of rooftop begin to crumble below it as it just falls inwards inside.
The Ouroboros or the door, or both?
Both.
Oh! I can imagine Scott and Rhoda just in there like, all right, so I think we're gonna. Oh, come on. We got action.
Oh boy.
Like
now we wait. Now we wait. I'm actually. Can I peer into the hole?
Okay, you're zipping back and then peering down?
I would like to get back in, and I want to try to sneakily peer through the hole to try to see if I can make out any shapes. I don't know if it's 30 feet to the ground, but I do have 30 feet of dark. vision.
Okay.
I'm happy because
make a perception.
They're
check.
about to fight this thing, and then they're gonna come out and get blown the f up.
yeah, because like I'm literally because I didn't even need to move.
It's. I don't even know what this. I didn't know this thing could climb. All right. So what was it?
Perception check. With it's pretty dark in there. But you do have 30 feet of dark vision. But you wouldn't be able to see the entire area, so I'll say...
I'm looking to see if I can at least see... Well, obviously, movement or any sort of scuffle.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll just say straight roll.
I just want to make sure that it drop. Like, if it just drops in there and it's like, oh, there's nothing in here, I'm gonna try to do it, then that would raise some questions. I want to make sure that there's at least something for it to fight in there, because then I want to... That would confirm, hopefully, that there is a Scott there. Because I'm starting to question how sneaky these guys are. Just perception?
Yeah, straight perception.
13.
Okay. So getting the first look around, first off, you look immediately down and you see the Ouroboros' massive tentacles has landed down there in a heap of debris.
Splat.
Yeah, and it seems to be very confused. It is just like a creature that is very, very single-minded, and
it has no object permanence.
Yeah, it has no object permanence. So now it's just looks to be just surveying the area, looking around its new environment. Getting the first look into this warehouse, it looks like it's full of all sorts of crates and shelves and things like that. Looks like there's a lot of... None of it seems to be in use. Like, all the shelves are all clear and all that. It's definitely well abandoned, but there's a lot of objects in here to hide amongst. And you do see what looks to be, like, a lot of just, like, bodily shapes as sort of silhouettes amidst some of these crates and stuff.
A lot?
Yeah, a lot. But this creature is just looking around. They don't seem to be moving. And this creature's just looking around. You see it, like, pass by some, and it's just, like... It doesn't, made a perception check with it, but it doesn't seem to see too much of interest in here.
So she just gets on her thing, like... So, like... I know you say you don't want to use a flash, but, Can I just use a flash?
Yeah, let me know when you're about to throw it in.
So I want her to get up to the broken window, and then just...
Okay. Yeah, you could, yeah, so you could go around to the opposite side and get to that broken window, or you could, like, crack in one of the windows on your side. To you.
I thought it was broken on her end.
Well, they're kind of like cracked and in disrepair, but you would just have to kick it in a little bit to make an opening.
That makes sound. Let's not make sound. Let's just go around to the other end, throw it in the other crack, and then see if we can go through and go back to the other side.
All right. So you run all the way around to the other end, and you're throwing a flash grenade in there?
Yeah.
So just sort of like at random, or like...
It's just
I can like guide her with where to throw it into the middle of the room.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
By looking in and hopefully I'll be able to see where she would be throwing it in and be like, okay, you don't want to throw it left because you'll just hit a wall.
Okay.
And you got to arc it over this, like it looks like you got to arc it over a little bit of a crate there or something. Something like that, right?
All right. So you pull the pin on this flash grenade, throw it in as near as you can to the center of the room, and just... It lights up the entire room, and you see, like, this Ouroboros creature just, like, looking around frantically. Yeah. I'll say both you, everybody who's looking inside the warehouse can make a perception check.
Fair enough.
Does that include the Ouroboros?
Yeah, actually, sure. I'll give it a perception check.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Looks like Katara sees it.
Yeah, 22.
Looks like Katara sees all. So looking around, all of you, you guys don't really see too much different. A lot of crates, a lot of shelves, a lot of mannequins, and
Okay. Okay.
But Katara, you see in one corner of the room what looks to be a figure that is not a mannequin, a sort of humanoid figure, sort of waiting amidst everything, who is just hidden amongst a bunch of crates. And
She's gonna point that out.
another figure in a different part of the room, tall, looking like the Vertigo, Ronin, in a different, hidden amongst some mannequins and stuff on a different part of the room, and they both look to have been like well hidden in the shadows from in normal circumstances, but you seem to have caught them.
So she's gonna point that out, and she's just gonna be like, "Scott's in this corner right there."
Would I be able to get an eye on that corner from this hole?
From the hole in that the Ouroboros created?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could sort of lean down and take a peek inside. And
would I be able
yeah.
to go prone on my stomach, lean into the hole upside down with the Muramasa?
This is some Splinter Cell stuff.
Actually, no. I'm just gonna take the. This is a joke. I'm taking the freaking grapple hook, and I'm just gonna grapple into the room and just like spin around on this freaking grapple hook.
All right, so you're
No, but I'm gonna lean into the hole. I actually will use the grapple as like an anchor,
all right.
so I don't fall. That's actually a pretty good idea. But I will like lean in upside down and try to get an eye on that corner that she was telling me about.
Yeah, and you get an eye on that corner. In the darkness, you see a lot of silhouettes, but you trust that he's over there somewhere.
Would this like be like attacking an invisible creature? Like there's a bunch of mannequins. I'm gonna pick one and fire at it.
All right, yeah. I would say so. Yeah, that'd be a disadvantage attack roll. But as this is going on, you see the Ouroboros creature is just like smashing crates and searching around, and you see it also sort of fix its eyes on that corner and start just start marching in that direction.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit and then I'm gonna fire.
All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that the corner that everybody seems to be looking at right now.
Yeah, like she I mean, like she would have also pointed out that Ronin's in another one, but she's like, "I know you want Scott."
Oh yeah.
All right. So, as it sort
I'm gonna wait for one of the mannequins' shapes to.
Yeah. So as this is going on, it starts to head in that direction, and as it closes in, you see a sudden burst of movement as one figure darts out of that corner and another figure darts into it, as both of them seem to break their cover. Scott running for the nearest window and Ronin running to engage this creature. And it did not spot Ronin, so he's about to unleash some advantage multi-attacks.
But so did Scott like disengage it?
Or
did
he seems to have run away before it got too close. Once he saw that it was headed for him, he's like, all right, I'm spotted, I'm running. And
can I run over? Do I know what window he's running to? So that way I can like.
Yeah, he's sort of running towards the front where you were before you went around the building. So you're now kind of on the opposite side from that window, but you see where he's going.
All right, she relays that. She's
Kevin?
like, don't worry about Ronin. Let Ronin deal with this thing. We need to get Scott.
Yeah, I'm firing at Scott as soon as I see him move.
All right.
I'm before that. Kevin's gonna quickly get out of the vehicle and run toward the front as well.
Okay, yeah, hearing all this, you're reacting, you run towards the front.
Well, because Kevin made a perception check, right? I assumed he was already out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you made a
true.
perception check. Yeah, you would have had to be out of the vehicle in order to
Yeah.
make that check. So you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're already out. So you're just running around the building?
Yeah.
All right.
Seeing him move, Sarah will also follow.
So you're getting
I
out of
think-
the SUV and following Kevin?
Well, if you're in the SUV is probably faster than you are.
Probably.
Yeah.
True.
Actually, yeah, it would just be meet him at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we
Like
know we know which direction he's going now.
And that was relayed over the thing, so basically just
Yeah.
all right, move that vehicle to the front because he's gonna bust out there. See if you can run him over.
All
Sure.
right.
That works.
So Sarah and Okoro receive these orders, and they're just gonna start driving around to the front, and that's where we're gonna go to a quick midpoint break, and we will resolve all of these actions as soon as we get back, because I have a feeling this is about to turn into combat. The slightest feeling.
Well, it was combat, but now we're just getting back into the combat.
There was a little break.
Yeah. So, thank you all very much for sticking with us so far. We will be back in a wee bit to continue from this point. Be right back in a sec. So, last we left off, things were kicking off. So let me figure out the order that things are happening here. So first, Ronan ambushed this Ouroboros, and then I think Mr. G is getting a shot off. What else was all going on here?
Katara told what was the dude's name in the Jeep?
Okoro.
Koro.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
Okoro.
Okoro.
Yeah, Okoro. And then also related to everybody else. in
You're
the
having
theater.
the
Like,
the vehicles
drive around to the
driving
front
around.
and ram him because he's coming out of the window. I
Yeah.
remember what Kevin's running to the front.
Mhm.
Katara is going to be running to that front as well.
And-
to also go and engage Scott.
And Sarah's like drive-by medic.
I think Sarah's still she's still in the vehicle, right? So she is drive-by
Yes.
medic. And Kevin's on the street somewhere. Or
Yep,
you were
I'm basically about to ready in action.
all right. Where were you positioned exactly? Were you were running around the front as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to stand at the corner, and as I see him come out of the building, while ready in action, shoot him with my crossbow.
Okay, gotcha. So, all right. So he's Kevin's readying that. I will quickly try and roll out Ronan's flurry here, while I suppose Mr. G can get his shot on Scott.
Yep. As he dashes for the window.
Yeah, as he dashes for the window. So let me quickly.
Do I have any sort of advantage for this shot?
I do not believe so. You weren't hiding or anything before.
Well, I was being quiet on the roof. Is
You
that kinda
were,
sin-
but
or
there was a
did
lot
the-
going on
I was
there.
gonna-
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or did the giant BOW break that stealth?
Yeah, I think that doesn't. That ship has sailed. So yeah, just a straight roll. But let me do some rolls against. Which 2 of those hit against the Ouroboros. Actually, he has advantage, so I forgot that's
Okay, so no sniper shot.
Does a 10 hit?
No, it does not. So let me see. So that would be his second attack, and then so that's 2 hits. Yeah, so 3 hits against the Ouroboros. So yeah, you fire your shot, but miss as he runs and dives out the window, or at least prepares to. But let me go ahead and roll quick damage with Ronan as he.
Ronan.
It's weird to be rooting for the enemy.
I'm not rooting for the enemy.
I mean, if he kills Ouroboros, all the better.
I don't care about the Ouroboros. I want the Ouroboros to smash Ronan.
Yeah.
The Ouroboros isn't the one who's going after collecting, or rather, I should say, the Ouroboros isn't the one that's that my mission is or that my assignment is to kill.
You're right. Okay.
But
Johannesburg can. Johannesburg can deal with Ouroboros.
Wow. I was going to say it could wreak havoc on the civilian population, but I don't know if that's what Mr. G is concerned about.
Johannesburg can deal with Ouroboros.
So yeah.
Call up Chauncey afterward and be like, all right, clean this up.
So yeah, he runs forward and just cuts it up with a flurry from his blade, and just like its tail just like stabbing into it overhead as well. It's a pretty impressive display, and it seems to do quite a bit of damage towards this large creature. In the meantime, I guess it's time for everyone to roll initiative.
Here it goes. Oh, of course, straight D20.
I've been on the rolls on the low side of rolls to this game.
Oh wow.
Katara's been on the high end of rolls this game. That's like your third 19.
All right, so what are we looking at?
G's sitting pretty with a 9.
9.
I gotta haul myself back up onto the rooftop because I'm kind of hanging in the hole right now.
All right,
Yeah.
Sarah.
So it's gonna take me a while to get on my feet.
What's Sarah at?
18.
Okay.
Katara's at 27.
Kevin's at 11.
Kevin 11.
Hey, what do you know?
Oh, no.
Okay. Kevin at 11. All right. So, top of the round, Katara, you're up.
Yeah, I'm running back around to that to the other side.
Okay. So,
'cause I don't
I'm trying
think
to
it was
remember
a-
where you were last. No, last you were throwing a flash grenade through the broken window.
Yeah, when that went up, she told them where they were, and I said that I was having her run her back around to the front, but we never got back to that.
Okay, right. So yeah, you're probably already on your way there. So what's your movement at?
100. It's at 50, but I can move at 100.
Okay, yeah,
to
if you
100
dash. Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
dash, you could definitely get around the block and be in the front. You can see what's going on in the front. You're probably somewhere around the middle of the building by the locked up door.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you
I'll
can
just
see all
have
the
her go
windows
through
at the
and-
front here.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and have her do that. Yeah, there's nothing else I could really do.
All right.
So
So, next up is going to be Ronan is going to start do another round in his battle with the Ouroboros creature. It is going to go ahead and unleash another full multi-attack against it. No advantage this time for any particular reason, so straight rolls. Which all 3 of those hit, so again, dealing a bunch of damage as it slashes with its sword and tail. So,
Ooh, 40 damage.
Plus, what, 18 before?
yeah. Well, something to that effect, yeah. So it's either way, it's doing quite a bit of hits as it's cutting across these large sort of glowing
20
orange
plus 20.
sacks all along it. And after unleashing that flurry, it is going to bonus action disengage and run back towards the window. And actually, because it got to go before Scott here, it's going to crash through first. But I guess Kevin and Katara, I guess everyone in the vehicle that's coming around the corner would see him pop out here.
I'm gonna continue to hold that action.
Okay, you're waiting for Scott.
Yep, I want
But
him.
yeah, it gets out the window and starting to make its way into the street. But that's going to be his turn. Sarah, you are in the vehicle. What are you doing?
Okay. How far?
Are you in the back seat or the front seat?
Probably the back seat. Why?
Okay, just as a point of order.
Oh, okay. How far away is Scott at this moment?
You don't see Scott yet.
Oh.
He's still inside the warehouse. You see Ronan is probably another... You're coming around the block, so maybe another, 80 feet or so ahead of you.
Okay.
Or less than that. Hold on, let me get the automobile stats back up.
Okay.
So yeah, what's Sarah doing?
I'm checking something. Because I want to know if hallucinogen needs to be crafted or if it's just a function.
If it
says function, yeah, then it is.
That's what I'm
then
looking
you could just
at.
use it, but recipes have to be crafted.
Because if I'm going to craft,
Where did
I
my
want to
robot
take
go?
this turn to do that.
it's gonna take a lot longer
Yeah.
than a turn to craft.
Yeah,
Crafting has to be done.
Yeah, crafting is done over the course of minutes / hours, yeah. So this is combat's moving at the pace of seconds. So,
Well, 6 seconds per round, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And I can't see the party either, right?
You see Katara and Kevin is about all you could see.
Okay.
Because they're both in front of the building.
The 2 people I don't need right now. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drop the triple shot, get the hypo gun.
Alright.
'Cause I think that's a free action, right?
Well, you've been in the
So-
car, so you've had some time to prepare. So we're assuming you just have out whatever
Oh,
you're
okay.
gonna
Okay.
gonna be starting with here.
Then what I'm doing is I'm going to hold an I'm going to load it with an for now.
No, the
I
anesthetic.
think. Okay.
Yeah, the anesthetic. That's what I
Alright.
was gonna say, but I want to make sure. And I'm going to wait until I see Mr. G.
Okay. So you're just loading that in right now, or you already had that loaded?
Yes. Yeah. Well, she didn't have anything loaded in.
Okay, yeah. So you take your action to load that in at the present time. So that's gonna be Sarah's turn.
Yep.
And so next up, the Ouroboros is going to take its turn, and it is going to start giving chase to Ronan, who just showed up out of nowhere and just rocked its world. So it starts moving towards him. Ronan moves quite faster, so it's gonna actually with reach, I think it could still get within range enough to do an attack. Actually, yeah, I can move 30 feet and has a reach of 10 feet. So.
Huh.
No, yep, it's just gonna it's pseudopods out the window at Ronan.
Yeah.
Get back over here. I'm not done eating you.
Sorry, bro.
Nope.
So that's a nope. So it just like and just clatters against some of the glass and just recedes its tentacles with shards in its form. But it does have 2 pseudopod attacks on a turn. So it's a 20, which hits. So one of these attacks is going to hit and deal. Let's see. $26 points of damage. Well, I suppose, so yeah, 23 would be the bludgeoning, so he gets that halved. Alright, so there it gets one big slam with its tentacles as this vertigo creature just like stumbles forward. But that is going to be the end of the Ouroboros' turn. It's still within the warehouse. Actually, Scott would have actually been closer, but it was aggravated on on Ronan, so that's where I put his attack. But next up is going to be Scott, and he is going to... he is going to go ahead and disengage and jump out the window, and with his 30 feet of movement, get into the middle of the street. Oh yeah.
Well, not so fast.
Yeah, I think Kevin was holding an action. So
Wasn't Katara doing that as well?
Nope.
no, Katara, you had to use her actions to get up here. So
To get within sight.
That's a shame.
And
All right,
Sarah.
then.
Oh no, she was waiting for me.
Yeah.
Also, she also didn't get to hold hers because she has to reload.
Yeah.
Now, I remember the number this time. It's a +9.
I don't know if that's true. Wait, so this is for
This is for my attack.
okay, because with the crossbow it should just be mobility.
No, he had the
plus
triple
proficiency.
shot.
Oh, the wait, no, because I thought
But
you gave
no,
the triple
not
shot to
with
Sarah.
the-
Sarah has the triple
Oh,
shot.
I had the crossbow.
Oh, you had the crossbow. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't think
So-
your mobility is that high.
Mobility plus proficiency.
Mobility.
Yeah, there's a ranged attack with the crossbow, so it's mobility modifier plus proficiency bonus.
So I don't have it memorized. Okay. So what's that number?
A mobility modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So it should.
Okay, then it's just a +4. Okay.
Okay, plus 4 would be 18 against Scott.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit.
Yeah.
So he, as he's diving out the window, your bolt just goes past them.
Shoot.
You tried.
Yeah, and well, yeah, with his, suppose he could bonus action Phantom Dash and just get across the street at the least. But he's kind of going into an alleyway on the opposite side at this point. And that is going to be what he could accomplish on his turn. Next up is going to be Kevin, actually.
Could I make chase?
You certainly can.
All right. How close can I get on a normal 30 feet?
Well, if you'd get 30 feet closer to him, so dashing, he
How
would have
far
gotten
away?
60 feet, at least 60 feet away from you. So we'll put him in that kind of range.
Fine, then I'll just dash over to him. And I'm gonna phone into Okoro and be like, "Yo, could you he's going into this alleyway over here? Is there any way you could cut him off?"
And he's just like, I'll do what I can. Who am I ramming? And he has like 2 targets to pick from, essentially. One on one side of the street and the other on the opposite.
The priority is the man, not the BOW, but the man, Scott.
Alright, I'm on it.
All
So
right, then.
you relay that and you're just dashing in Scott's direction?
Yes.
Alright. So Mr. G is up next.
And I have to use half my movement to get up from prone.
Mm-hmm.
With that and my bonus action dash, am I able to get to the edge of the warehouse?
You're still on the rooftop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the bonus action dash, you could, you'll probably be able to get there.
Would I have eyes on Scott?
You would. He's in an alleyway on the opposite end of the street.
All right. I am taking a shot at the boy.
The boy.
And actually, doesn't really matter. I don't have. Yeah, this is just a straight attack because I haven't done
How
anything.
far is he away from the building?
From the edge, I said he was about 60 feet
Less
away
than
from
100.
Kevin. So yeah,
About
he'd definitely
60?
be
Yeah.
less than 100.
Yeah. Headshot. 19.
19 just misses. As
Just misses.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so his AC is 20.
As it sort of kicks up some dust at his feet along the alleyway.
All right. I'm actually stuck here, so yeah, that is my turn.
All right. So after your turn is going to be Okoro, and he is going to drive this car forward. And like I said, Scott's getting kind of into the mouth of an alleyway, so he's still out on the street enough, I think, for Okoro to drive this automobile's speed forward and attempt to ram him. So
no.
I'm gonna, just for the sake of fun here, Sarah, since you're in the vehicle, I'll have you roll the attack for the ram. Go ahead and roll d20 and add +5.
+5, okay.
Oh, yes.
That hits. So go ahead and roll 2d12 +5. That'll be in bludgeoning damage.
He's gonna be
+5.
like, oh.
15.
So 15 points of bludgeoning damage to him as this vehicle drives up and just smashes him against the building on one end of the alleyway. But the automobile also loses hit points equal to half the damage dealt. So 7 points of damage to the automobile. If somebody wants to keep track of its hit points,
I will, I guess.
yeah. So you could write that down somewhere. You could find its stats in your journal
Okay.
under vehicles.
I will do that. Let me just say.
So yeah, 7 points of damage to the vehicle. But it has just rammed Scott, and he is now on the hood.
Nice.
That's going to be his turn. And on this past round, you guys would have seen that the light in the motorcycle that was parked a ways off starts to light up, as it looks like things are kicking off here.
Mm-hmm.
But back up to the top of the round is going to be Katara.
Okay. So he's against the hood.
Yeah, he's on the hood across the street from you right now. But this is a friendly vehicle he's on.
So is there a way to get to where he was going, or at least like find a way to cut to where he might have been going? Because she knows he's gonna run. She knows that he's just gonna be like, I'm getting out of here. But what she wants to do is she wants to get either to an area that would like cut him off, or it would be at least within his path. So when he gets away from the vehicle, when her turn comes up again, she won't be able to damage her allies, just him. With the attack.
You could go with a dash. You could get ahead of him into the alleyway.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you would get about like as much as 40 feet into the alleyway, or however far. That would be the most you can get. But yeah, you run ahead, running around the vehicle has rammed into him, and you position yourself in that alleyway.
Cool.
All right, so that's gonna be Katara's turn. Unless you have any bonus actions you want to use.
Actually, I do have a question. When she's running by him on that action dash, could I bonus action flame spray him?
Yeah, if you want to expend the resources for that.
Yeah,
just use a catalyst cast. Just
let me mark
So
that
he's on
down real quick.
Yeah, he's on the hood of this vehicle just after getting rammed, and then you're just running by and just light him up.
No!
Doesn't hit.
That's okay, though. But yeah, then she's just like, and then just gets...
Flame just licks around the hood of the car.
All right. And that's it.
All right. Next up is Ronan. So he just got whacked. He is going to go ahead and he's just doesn't want this thing to be a variable, so he's going to throw down a couple more attacks at the Ouroboros before moving on, but just trying to weaken it, or possibly kill it. if he can. So just roll full attacks on him. Which all hit. Man, he's getting some good rolls against this thing. Which are going to be...
Once it dead.
Yeah. Roll the big one first. Plus the katana, so... Whew. Alright, so... 22, 10, 16. Yeah, so just again, a bunch of just a flurry of slashing and tail whipping. And then again, bonus action disengages and continues onward. So it would about get another 35 feet across, getting into the middle of the street and seeing this action that's going on with the with the vehicle, going to start making his way there to help his ally. But that's going to be the end of Ronin's turn. Sarah, you're up next.
Okay.
Out the front windshield, you see Scott on your vehicle. Out your side window, at the side window, you see this BOW making a run for you with this unsheathed katana and a big tentacle monster following behind it.
Oh, good. That's exciting.
That's a nice sight.
So I'm just going to really quick spray some hallucinogen in Scott's face.
Okay, you're just gonna lean out the window and just. All right. So what does he have to do?
He has to make a wisdom saving throw, and he does have advantage on it because we are fighting him.
Okay, wisdom saving throw.
He's hoping he rolls low.
So 13.
Okay. Give me a second.
Your tool save
That's
DC.
against my tools DC,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Give me just a second. I don't think that makes it, but give me just a second. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so what is the effect of that?
He is charmed for 1 hour, and he sees me as an old friend or acquaintance.
Right. So you're just like.
Did he friends him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
Ronin,
just like. This isn't a dominate. Bear in mind this just
No.
means he's charmed. So that just means he regards Sarah as a friendly. So.
And she
Okay.
kind of whispers over the Bluetooth, "Whatever you do, do not target Scott."
Why not?
I friendlied him.
Oh, I see what.
Oh,
okay.
this is genius. Actually, this is great. This is good.
I know what I'm gonna do then.
If you can't get him to hand over that virus, I'm putting a bullet through his head.
I understand. I'll do my best.
In the middle of this sentence.
And she ends her turn.
All right. So that's Sarah's turn. Sick. So yeah, next up is going to be the Ouroboros. And it is going to continue giving chase well into the street as it just sort of slithers out. Yeah, I guess he's the only one within its tentacly grasp. So
Yeah.
Beat
I mean-
you down, boy.
it's gonna throw down some attacks at him with its tentacles.
I'm scared if this thing nat 20s, but I'm also gonna be happy. That all
22, that hits. That
Oh.
also hits. No nat 20s, but
Hi, Ronan.
Can we take care of Scott and Ronan in the same episode?
so those are 2 hits.
Oh.
So halves the. Quick do some mental maths.
So I think altogether blood. Oh wait, no.
Because yeah, I have to have some of these. But
20. I think that goes down to 24, and then just add up the.
yeah, so
Uh,
the necrotic. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is going to be the end of the Ouroboros' turn after it just like just wrecks his face.
ew.
Yeah, like these tentacles just like slam down against this this creature with its hardened-looking exoskeleton. It is quite a sight seeing these two just like extraordinary creatures doing battle. Like each one seems to be doing enough to just absolutely decimate most humans. It is, but they are both taking it. So that's gonna be the Ouroboros' turn. Next up is going to be Scott. So he's in a bit of a predicament. So he's on the hood of this car, and he's just like, "Ugh."
And he's an
like,
old friend.
shaking his head. Is just like, yeah, he's a little, for lack of a better term, he's tripping a little bit. But he's still aware of his situation. He's just a little bit confused, and he thinks Sarah's an ally, but he still knows Ronan's an ally, so he sees him coming up. Yeah, and he's still just like, "Oh, we got the virus. We need to skedaddle." And he's looking in at this driver who just rammed him, and he just clenches his fist, and he just like punches the windshield. Let me roll a quick attack for that. No, yeah, with his explosive damage, that's the object. So just shatters the front windshield and just punches a hole through it and like rips it off. And he just like swiftly hops into the passenger seat. And he's gonna freaking kick Okoro out of this vehicle.
Oh no.
And attempt to commandeer it, which 14, that's actually a really low roll. Does not hit him. He has an AC of 16. So he's like kicking at him, but there's like a fight going on inside for this vehicle.
He's like hanging out of the front windshield. This is like some Terminator stuff.
No, yeah, this is a bit of a situation.
Question.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm dying over here.
What is a reaction? Like,
It's just...
Can you grab somebody on a reaction?
As an opportunity attack, perhaps I would allow it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you use your reaction to an opportunity attack, you can do
I was
grapple.
gonna ask if I could grapple.
That would be an action on your turn unless he leaves attempts to leave your zone. But next up is going to be Kevin.
Okay. So if I make another movement, how far would I be from...
So with another movement, let's see, with 30 feet, you start getting into the street already on your last turn. So yeah, with another 30 feet, you could probably get up to the vehicle where this is all going down, where ground zero is.
Yeah, because we don't want to it. We don't. So Sarah said not to attack Scott.
Yes.
So no attacking Scott for now.
For at least an hour.
Can I attack Ronan?
Yes, you can attack Ronan. Kill Ronan.
Can't kill. Don't attack Scott.
Yes.
All right, don't attack Scott. Right. Okay. +4.
You got it.
+4.
Don't attack Scott +4.
Oh!
He totally doesn't attack Scott.
Totally doesn't attack Scott.
So this is a nat 20 against Ronan.
Go,
Nice.
baby brother.
Wow.
What are you attacking with, by the way?
My crossbow.
Right. Did you reload it beforehand?
Oh, please tell me you did.
Well, either way, he would be
No,
in your
'cause it has
range
to-
even if you used an action instead of one of your movements. So he would still, still be within range.
Well, that's okay. All right.
But retroactively, I'll allow you to have done that if that was your intent. But going forward, be sure to remember to use that reload action. But so we'll say you're not as close to the vehicle, but you're still taking a shot at Ronan.
Okay. All right. And what's the damage modifier again?
This is just a straight crossbow bolt attack, or is this an explosive?
Explosive, of course.
All right. So, so add the 2d10 from the explosive bolt. So it's 3d10 in total. Then double that, so that's 6d10 plus your mobility modifier.
He's about to light him up. Literally.
60-10, you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Yeah, Ronan
Plus-
is just like...
So I guess the
And
first
mobility, you said.
plus your mobility modifier. So that's I will say the first 2d10 are the piercing damage.
Okay, first 2d10.
Yeah, in fact, I guess too late. So I guess, yeah, I just have to subtract 3 from that, actually. That's pretty easy. Or 4. No, yeah, 3. Okay. So, yeah, so as this crossbow bolt explodes across its back, it lets out this loud screech as the shrapnel scatters across it. It is getting bombarded by a lot of activity here. But yeah, he's still standing. It's looking like its exoskeleton is getting a little bit charred and scarred here. Although you'd be pretty nearby to the Ouroboros if you're only halfway across the street at this point.
Yeah.
It's time to cry.
It's time to not.
Is there...
It's time to know.
Okay, I've used my movement, so...
Yeah, I've used your movement and your action.
Alright. Okay, end of turn, I guess.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you ended your turn there.
I don't like being so close to Ouroboros.
Next up is Mr. G.
So, currently Scott is trying to commandeer this vehicle, but he still hasn't.
Right.
In the process.
I'm going to... Wait, hold on. How many people are outside of the facility now, the warehouse? Is everybody outside?
I think everybody's outside now,
so
yeah.
Everybody's now...
I'm
Alright.
like 40 feet in front of the area where they'll be running at.
Yeah, so the all combatants are on the field. Do I see where the person on the vehicle or the motorcycle has gone?
You do see them. They're still parked in the same position since the light is kind of a beacon, so you could see that pretty readily. But yeah, it doesn't seem
So
like they've
lights
moved.
on, but they haven't moved.
Yeah, they seem to be just ready for now. But it's a bit of a confusing spectacle from a distance, so they might be just waiting to see who comes out on top here.
Okay, so I'm going to hold an action, and I'm going to repeat what I said when Sarah was on there. I'm holding an action. I'm going to dial in my scope on Ronan or on Scott's head.
Okay.
And I'll say, if you can't get him to hand over that virus, I'm putting a bullet through his head.
That's all good.
All right.
And my trigger is if he's basically if he peels out and he's starting to get away, I'm taking a shot. Ideally, from where I'm at, what's my distance to him right now?
Somewhere in the ballpark of 60 feet, give or take.
Okay, I'll give him unless he decides to turn into an alleyway where I would be able to get visibility. I would like to take it after 40 feet where he gets into 100 feet so that I can have advantage on the attack. So I'll give him some time. I'll give
I see.
Sarah some time to there's a bit of a buffer. It's not if he just as he starts to peel out, but until he gets into my optimal range, then I will pull the trigger.
All right. So your
She's
your
got a bit of a
reaction is
buffer, but I'm ready to go.
wait until he gets into your optimal range and then take a shot.
If he, yeah.
All right. So that's Mr. G's turn. Next up, Okoro is actually still in the vehicle next to Scott. It's just he's kicking at him. He's just like, you said I can't fight this guy?
Trying.
All right. He's just gonna just draw a knife and hold his action in case the situation changes to just start stabbing him. But that is going to be his turn. Back up to the top of the round is back to Katara.
So Katara's going to move farther, get another 50 feet down that area.
You're going further down the alleyway?
Yeah, going farther down the alleyway. Because what I want her to do is consider the situation going on. It's either he's going to commandeer the vehicle or he's just going to say screw this and start running. And she doesn't know Ronan. Or no, can she see or at least at the time, could she see Ronan is also on the way here?
Yeah, you can see that pretty much everybody is converging on this vehicle.
Okay, so what she wants to do is she's going to get another 50 feet down. She's going to wait for if the situation goes sour, hold her action to fire off her grenade rounds.
Okay.
Fire off the grenade rounds to where they're out of range of the allies, but they're both together, so that she can get them both. But then she's also going to chime in on the thing real quick on the Bluetooth and just be like, see if you could just snag it out of his jacket or something.
I'll do my best.
Either snag it out of his jacket or ask him for it and make him think that you're going to be running away.
Okay, I'll do my best.
And then she's just going to stay down there and hold her action.
All right. So that's Katara's turn. Next up is going to be Ronan.
Gotta love Ronan.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a bit of a predicament here. He's about sick and tired of fighting this Ouroboros and seeing his ally in dire straits. He's going to disengage at the top of his round this time and make his way the rest of the way to the vehicle. So he jumps on and just onto the hood of the car, and seeing Scott trying to kick Okoro out, he is going to throw down some attacks.
Oh no. Oh dear. Well, goodbye, Okoro. Rest in peace.
Poor Okoro.
So you see him just like spinning this katana in his hand and just gonna just stick it through the front window, or where the windshield once was, which hits. Dealing. Actually, let me just roll the 2. That actually would be a bit bigger of a modifier, but yeah, they need. So 2 katana attacks hit.
Oh my gosh.
Poor guy.
Takes 29 points of slashing damage as he's just like, and he's just like throws down these large cuts across his chest, and just there's splatters of blood going up inside this vehicle. Okoro is barely still alive.
Oh man.
So it's going to use its final tail attack to just attempt to pierce through him.
Oh no.
Rip.
So with that, just you see this massive tail, and Sarah, from where you're at, you just see the blade-like end of it just pierce through the driver's seat, stained in blood, before just pulling back out. And Ronan just reaches in and just like pulls the body out, and Scott is looking prepared to scoot into the driver's seat. But next up,
that man just saved your life, by the way.
Trying.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
Play cool.
Get the virus and get out the car.
So next up is going to be Sarah's turn.
Make a sacrifice worth it.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say that Okoro was holding an action?
That's true. He was holding an action in case the situation changed to take a stab at Scott.
I mean, seeing that he was getting mauled by a BOW, could he, like, would that be feasible?
That's true. That's true.
Just to make an attack at a freaking.
I'll say, yeah. He gets the
just
attack
a little
off. Yeah.
That man needs something to go out.
Sure. Yeah, he was a good guy. So he was such a good guy. I'll allow him to get that final attack on
that like final death
on Ronan. Yeah, just his final death throw of just like just going out like Boromir, which doesn't do anything. But
or not.
You see him just like as this tail pierces through him. He's just like and sticks the knife into Ronan's like neck. But like the knife just seems to like break off on its exoskeleton, and then before his last breath, just like leaves him.
Great. This is all so wonderful.
So Sarah, your turn.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. I started this whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I see Scott moving for the driver's seat.
Yeah.
I'm going to commandeer it first.
Okay, so you move into the driver's seat.
Yes. And I I Bluetooth to Mr. G. Well, I just say it over the Bluetooth. Whatever you do not shoot this vehicle. I am driving. And she is going to start taking off.
All right, so you start driving away. So yeah, you just like back up off the wall that he got rammed against, and you start driving into the road. With your, or rather with its acceleration feature, its speed is halved since it wasn't just moving, so you'll get 30 feet away, but you're starting to go.
Okay. Is that an action?
That's your movement, yeah.
Okay, cool. As she's driving, she's going, since it's already half speed, she's gonna try to play casual.
All right, and you see as this vehicle is taking off, like Ronan just like gets down low and just like claws into the hood and is just like holding on.
It's a cat. That's adorable.
The cat on the outside of the car.
Okay, anyway.
He's real nervous.
So yeah, now Kevin is alone behind with the Ouroboros.
She's gonna try and play cool.
All right.
She is going to have her Bluetooth on.
All right.
So that anybody listening can listen. And she's going to say, "So, Scott, we should probably get out of here, huh?"
Yeah, well, that's what we've been trying to do. So,
well,
just
you point
kick it.
You point me in the direction, and I'll go.
We need to get to the rendezvous point. And he says that like you know where you're supposed to be going.
Oh God.
Yo, what if you just bring him back around to the Ouroboros?
God damn it.
I
Okay.
mean,
So, she's going to try to persuade him to give her the virus.
Okay, what do you say to him?
She's gonna be like, well, just in case this doesn't pan out, it seems like we've got a lot of shit on our ass. We've got a new Boros monster, we've got these hooligans, and, maybe it's best if I just take it and run.
Make a persuasion check. And because
if you roll,
he's
that's
charmed
fine.
by you, I will not give you disadvantage.
Okay, I will take that and raise you a check. Hold on, give me just a second. I am so nervous, guys. Like, this is the first time I've actually been sweaty in this campaign. Okay, that's not a bad modifier. Wait, am I? Oh, that's already accounted for. Okay.
oh, what is this? What was it if this failed?
Oh!
Yo.
All right, he's just like a little woozy, and he's just like breathing heavily. He's just like, all right, you're right. That should allow me to be more mobile. As he just like takes it out of his pocket, and you see like Ronan is just on the front hood, just watching this transpire, and is just like,
The fuck?
as it's like looking
like,
at
"Are
both
you
of you,
kidding me?"
just looking back and forth, and just noticing something is amiss here.
Please tell me he's doing the kitty cat thing where he's just going, what?
Yeah, I mean it's like staring at Ronan, like just very tunnel vision, just like staring at Scott, and then looking back at you, and then looking back at Scott.
So, have you used up like all your movement?
Yeah, on this turn, yeah, you would have.
Fuck! I was just gonna be like bail and run, so I
Just
can
hit the
literally blow this up.
She will say, of course, her next turn, that she will give him the keys and he can go.
All right.
But that'll be next turn.
So that's the end of Sarah's turn.
Yes.
Next up is the Ouroboros, which is back in the middle of the street with Kevin.
How close is it?
It's on you. It's like 10 feet away, maybe, which also just happens to be its reach.
Crap.
But
How does it see me? Does it see me? Does it have eyes, or does it like?
it's hard to tell what this creature's mode of sense is. Like superficially, it just looks like a mass of tentacles. But like as some parts like pass by and like peel away, you see like what looks like there might be some sort of humanoid form inside, like it was once an infected person. But it's really hard to tell how this thing perceives. But it sees its quarry getting away, and seeing as it's still attainable, it's gonna start moving in that direction. But before it does, it is going to slam the nearest creature with its tentacles, which would be
Oh, lovely.
Kevin.
I hate you.
It's a 21 to hit,
Which
which I trust hits.
It's not doing well.
I'm making sure.
Unless you got crazy
hits,
armor.
hits.
You take 20 points of bludgeoning and necrotic damage as it just like just noodly arm just slams against you with massive impact, and tentacles just peel off of it and start just snailing all over you and just snaking around your limbs, getting under your shirt, and you just feel like this like moist sort of writhing sensation. But it is going to keep going. You could take an opportunity attack if you would like, if you have a melee attack.
No.
Yeah, so you're just letting it go after just getting smashed by it. It goes like...
If I attack it, it'll come after me.
Don't touch it.
No.
Yeah, so it goes after the vehicle, and it's going to attempt to grapple this vehicle, see if it could stop it from
good.
getting away. I'll have Sarah roll the contest since you're driving. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, so the
was
vehicle
gonna-
just like... So it starts to just send out its tentacles and start wrapping around the vehicle, but the vehicle just speeds away and slips out of it.
Apparently, Sarah.
That
knows
natural
how to
20.
drive.
sad. That's so sad. I would have been like, can I just willingly let it grapple the vehicle? Just take.
I mean, I guess that's up to Sarah.
I'm in this vehicle, so I don't think I want to be in this thing again. Thanks.
So that's the end of the Ouroboros' turn. Next up is Scott, who, much to Ronan's confusion, is now handing off the vial to you. So, yeah,
He's loopy.
Yeah, he's loopy. He's just like, "Ugh," just pulls it out and hands it over to you. But he's just like, we need to keep going onward.
Right.
And so you have that now in your possession. But he's got his handgun drawn, and he's going to ready an action in case anybody comes at him. Actually, he would still have pretty good line of sight on everything. Actually, like he could see Ouroboros on your butt, so he's probably gonna attempt to take some shots at that and make sure try and
Scott's like
beat it
hanging
away.
out the window taking shots.
So yeah, you see him pull out just like this fancy looking, just like custom M1911, which looks to have had all sorts of modification done to it. It's got like a like a sort of muzzle compensator and a red dot laser and just like 3 names engraved along the slide. And he is going to aim back and start taking shots at the Ouroboros. So you can take a couple of shots there, which both hit. So he's going to... This is the first time he's used this. All right, so he does a fair bit of damage. Just fires off 2 shots and just like and he deals some piercing and shock damage to it as just like electricity begins to course through this creature with each bullet impact.
Beautiful.
I
like him a lot more when he's not elbowing.
So yeah,
I like him a lot more when you've charmed him.
Yes.
So the Ouroboros, you see chunks of its just tentacle form just getting blasted away. It's also starting to look pretty hurt. But that is going to be the end of Scott's turn. Next up is Kevin.
Okay. How much can that Ouroboros thing move in one round?
I mean, it seems to have been moving at a pretty standard amount of movement.
All right. Well,
at least for a creature for a creature of its size, I guess it would be moving pretty slowly.
Can I still see it?
Oh yeah, it's just like 30 feet away from you.
All right.
Or 40 feet.
I'm going to back up like 10 feet, and then I'm going to. You know what? No, I need to reload. Didn't forget this time.
Yeah. So you're reloading your crossbow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you.
And instead, since I can't hit him, I've decided to just give up and then. Well, I'm going to trail far behind because I don't want to get too close, but I'm still going to follow at a distance.
All right.
So I'll move up like 20 feet or so.
All right. So that's going to be Kevin's turn. You're trailing behind about 20 feet.
Yeah.
Next up is Mr. G.
So, she's got the virus.
Seems that way.
Oh, no. Not yet. No.
So, I'm going to wait till she gets out of the car at least.
Oh, thank you.
So, holding your action again?
Well, she's moving in a straight line, so I can keep an eye on. Like, they're not going to leave my sight anytime soon from where I'm at, where my vantage point is, right?
Yeah, they would have to drive a bit further if they could round the next corner into the street, but at that point, you would notice when they're starting to head in that direction.
So I'm going to continue holding. Hold on. Oh, it sucks being at the bottom of the round, man, because I really need to reload at some point. All right, so I'm gonna continue holding my action. If she, once I see that they're separated, I'm taking my shot at Scott.
All right, good to know. So that is going to be.
Oh, actually, bonus action hide.
All right, stealth check.
It's
So that's going to be Mr. G's turn.
Yeah.
So back up to the top of the round is going to be Katara.
All right, Katara is on the Bluetooth. She's like, so when you got the virus, we heard that you got the virus.
Yeah, she said she was transmitting over the Bluetooth, right? Yeah, so.
Okay, so Katara's like, give him the key. Like, I don't know what you're gonna do. Do something. Get out the car. Move in my direction. Get as far away as you can. I'm blowing them up.
Out in style, I like it.
And she's gonna hold her action to once Sarah is like at least 10 feet out of that range.
All right.
So
you're going, but you are so using your movement to at least get within sight of them because they've since departed a bit. But yeah, you could. Well, let me see.
Oh yeah. Like,
well, you actually went really deep into the alley, right?
Yeah.
So how far did you go into the alley? I'm trying to recall.
It was 40 feet away from where they were going to go, and then I put another 50.
Right, so you're closer to the other side of the alley at this point. But yeah, with your 50 feet of movement, you could probably go around the block the other way and see them at the next intersection that they're heading towards.
And that's still within range to shoot?
What's the range on it?
100.
Yeah, you'd probably be able to get it within the blast range.
Okay, cool. That's what I want.
So you're holding your action.
Yep. Once she gets 10 feet away in a different direction that's outside of that, she's just blowing it up.
I don't like that Ronan's turns before mine.
All right, so that is going to be Katara's turn. Next up, the motorcycle is like revving up a bit. Make a quick perception check. Okay. But still standing by. Next up is going to be Ronan. And seeing this whole display is just very much confused. But seeing that it's still got another hostile right in front of it, is going to go ahead and start attacking.
Who's it attacking?
Who?
It's attacking Sarah.
Wait. What? I would have figured that the whole debacle that happened, it would have just been like, I guess you're an ally.
Well, because like it seems very off put by Scott's actions. And it would have still recognized Sarah. You fought it a couple of times that you're one of the enemies. So it's going to make one katana attack. First off, does 13 hit?
Yeah, because Ronan isn't.
Ronan isn't
going
charmed.
in and out of Discord. Ronan isn't charmed.
Yeah.
Ronan's looking at this, going like, "What's going on? Why aren't you killing her? I guess I'll have to do it myself."
Basically,
You
yeah.
have the time for Discord to hate me.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's going in and out of
back.
Discord right now.
Okay, what's your
Yeah,
AC?
so does a 13 hit?
What's happening? No.
Okay, so it's just like swings, but it's just like shaking on the hood of the car. It's still like dug in with one of its claws that are just like digging into the metal hood. But as it swings, like Scott's just like, "Hey, what are you doing, Ronan?" And it's just like,
What are you doing?
Scott, yo man, what's up?
yeah,
That's
just
a
like
friend.
I thought we were all allies here.
I knew her way back.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Which, by the way, are there no additional saves on that? What was it? Hallucinogen?
No. Only,
Yeah, like it just.
Yeah.
Um,
Only the
Yeah.
first one. It says you spray. Yeah. Target must make a CD.
Yeah.
Wasn't saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's he's still charmed by you in particular for the duration. But yeah, he's just really bamboozled by this whole situation. But like he's just like putting his hands just like, hey, we need to calm down here. And Rona is just like even more confused, but still gonna keep hacking at Sarah. It's just like, this lady needs to die. Just like seeing you just took the virus too, especially.
Yes, that does
So,
hit.
That hits. Take 13 points of slashing damage.
Guys, please. I just came back from death. Okay, I'm good.
And it is going to throw down one last attack with its tail.
Okay,
oh
I may be less good.
God.
27.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So,
Sarah will
Okay.
go out and place more people.
okay. 18 points
great.
of piercing damage
Uh-huh,
as the tail goes in. Just
As long as you're still alive, that's all that matters to me.
I'm very, very...
did roll a little bit below
No.
average,
Everything.
but that's going to be all Ronan can do. Next up is going to be Sarah's turn.
She's gonna look at Ronan and go, "Bad kitty." And then she's gonna hand the keys. She's gonna be like, "Scott, you need to get to the rendezvous." And she hands him the keys. "I will meet you there. Go." And she gets out of the car.
Well, the keys are still in the ignition.
Oh,
because you've been
okay,
driving.
Well, she just said
So
you need
She
to get
hands
to
the wheel
rendezvous.
over. I think that's what
yeah,
she means.
Yeah,
so
that basically.
yeah.
Basically.
So are you just jumping out of the vehicle while it's moving?
Oh, well, I would have stopped the vehicle.
Okay, so you just like just bring it to a
Yeah.
stop and then get out. And he's just
She's
like,
yeah.
"What are you doing? We need to keep moving."
Listen, I'll meet you at the rendezvous. You take the vehicle, you go. I'm gonna take the alleys. I'll get there.
So
Let's
they're
go.
they're just stopped in the middle of this intersection, and they are just like sitting right there in the middle. And I suppose at this point that's where, well, first off, Sarah, you're getting out of the vehicle, right?
Yes.
So you takes half of your movement to dismount.
Okay.
And then so that's getting out of the car, and then you got 15 feet of movement left to go wherever.
Okay. Once she is out of the car and she shuts the door and makes like sure Scott's like getting equipped,
Mhm.
she's going to step maybe 3 feet away from the vehicle, and she's going to say over the Bluetooth, she's gonna be like, "Katara, where are you? Which way do I need to go?"
And you just need to move 10 feet away from this thing in
Away.
any direction.
Okay.
Away.
Oh wait. Okay. Well, good news is virus is acquired. Let's get the hell out of Africa. And she walks 10 feet away from the vehicle.
All right.
I'm gonna let Mr. G get the shot off.
She's exited the vehicle.
She has exited the vehicle and is 10 feet away from the vehicle at this point.
There's a bullet going through that back window.
All right. Make an attack roll.
I am hidden. It was a 25
You are
to
hidden.
hide.
You are pretty well hidden, it seems. I'll give him a bit of cover if you're trying to attack him since he's in the car. I'll give him, say, half cover. But you'll still have advantage because you're hidden.
Sure. That'll work.
Unless you're trying to
I've got
attack the
half of them
vehicle.
to fire at. No, I'm shooting him.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. 20.
With that cover
Oh
doesn't
no,
hit.
he's got covered.
Yeah,
Dang.
so just
All
ting,
right.
just sparks off of the roof of the SUV.
And so with my held action,
Yes.
because the car is completely stopped now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just sitting there in the middle of the road as Scott's
Is it
frantically trying to get a hold of the wheel.
So with held actions, is it possible to explosive enhancer it, or is it just a straight explosive launcher?
That's true. It would have you would have had to do that as a bonus action on your turn. If you wanted to use that.
damn.
So it'll just be a straight roll.
All right, sadness.
But you do get your full attacks.
All right.
So I will. This will be interesting to rule. Wow, they're identical. So I'll say because Ronin's on the outside, he could make a. I guess the vehicle stopped and Scott hasn't reassumed
Yeah,
control.
the vehicle's completely
So that I'll say
stopped.
the vehicle auto fails its save, and Scott has to kind of go by that. But
44.
Ronin's still on the outside, so he can make his own save. So that is going to be 15 for Ronin.
Let me. No, he fails that.
He fails the first one, then 24 on the second one.
He fails. Okay, he fails the first one.
Okay, so first one he takes full 22.
and 11.
Yup.
And then 11. That's very neat that you rolled the same number twice.
So 30. So in total, he takes 33.
So yeah, just like these 2 grenade rounds go off and just detonate around that area. Ronin goes flying off of the hood and just clatters onto his feet. He looks extremely hurt, but is still standing. But meanwhile, that vehicle just got blown the heck up. I'll say Ronin or Scott inside takes the full damage from both hits, and it's just like.
Oh, please tell me.
And so yeah, that vehicle is just like blown wide open, and after the smoke and dust starts to settle, you see him just like still in the passenger seat on the inside, just covered in soot and just like his clothes just torn by all of the explosions and attacks he has taken here. And then he's just like,
He's like, oh,
and he's looking pretty rough as well. And then this Ouroboros is still on the tail.
oh no, oh.
His charm does break, by the way.
What was that?
His charm does break, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he's,
yeah,
but it doesn't matter at this
that.
point. And now he's
No,
just
but
like,
I'm just letting you know.
just like ears ringing and just like, wait a minute, the virus.
Wait a minute.
At this point, he's just like, he's just thinking about the priorities here. But that was all Sarah's turn. So Sarah
Lovely.
is about
snap.
15 feet away. Which direction did Sarah run in, by the way?
Okay, so the way I would put it like this,
Help me.
any way that's like, because I figure you would still see Ouroboros trailing behind.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
big old Ouroboros in
And-
the direction that you just came from.
Away from the car and away from the giant tentacle monster that
Is
almost killed me.
homing in.
All right, so yeah, you just kept on going ahead down the street. And that's where Sarah's left. So yeah, their vehicle is still between you and the Ouroboros. So it's just like starts marching forward, and I guess it's gonna throw down its attacks because I think it could still. Yeah, I could get to them. Actually, I was trying to grapple it last time, so it's right on top of the vehicle right now.
I hate my life.
No, yeah. So it is going to go ahead and throw down a couple of pseudopod attacks on either of
Cool.
them. Because nobody else is nearby.
Awesome. I'm excited.
So that's going to be first against Scott. It's 21, which hits. Second against Ronan. It's 23, which also hits. So against Scott.
Oh, so not me. That's awesome.
Well, because you're too far.
Oh, awesome. This turn.
Scott takes 36 points of damage.
Damn.
And it's just like, as you see this mass of tentacles just slam down on top of the vehicle, which is kind of torn open. And yeah, against Ronan, you just see Ronan, who has just been flung from the hood of the vehicle from those explosions. It just reaches over and just the tentacles come down and just splatter it against the pavement. And you're convinced with just like how far down this arm goes that he must have just been flattened underneath. And you see like the tentacles start curling around whatever figure is underneath and just start pulling it in.
Was that Scott?
That was Ronan.
No, wrong.
Oh, Ronan. Okay.
Ronan's dead.
Ronan
You don't
is-
see Ronan anymore.
We see bits of Ronan.
Bits of.
Ronan is dead. Yes.
But it is going to quickly, actually, it could still has enough action economy to consume him. So,
I'm sorry. You say it doesn't have actions to consume the man?
yeah, it has enough action economy left to consume him. So it just smashes, and then the tentacles start pulling it in and just assimilate Ronan into it, and it seems to recover some of its form. That's the Ouroboros' turn. Next up is Scott. And he is looking hurt. He just watched Ronan just get gobbled up. He's looking around. He's feeling pretty cornered. He is going to use his action to disengage from this big Ouroboros monster. And he is going to bonus action dash and just phantom dash just away and just across the street into the nearest alleyway.
just leaving.
Yeah, he is out of here.
He's done.
And he's also going to action surge dash out of that.
So he
even
is gone,
further.
gone.
he is skedaddling because I realized I hadn't used this action surge yet. But no, yeah, he is getting out of dodge. You see, he sees all this and he's just like, just in a blur of motion disappears into a nearby alleyway.
So basically,
Katara's chasing him down.
All right.
Basically, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say, like, if I can, I'm gonna chase him down because I want him dead.
All right.
Katara wants him dead.
What I was gonna say is that basically Scott saw all this and saw Ronan get killed by Ouroboros, and he was like, no, the virus ain't worth it. Bye.
Get out of here.
You see, he's looking at this like, oh, yeah, we lost. Okay.
Yeah.
We're done.
So he skedaddled at least 150 feet there. And yeah, he's out. So you could attempt to give chase when your turn comes around, but next up is going to be Kevin.
Okay. So seeing this, Kevin was going to fire at Ouroboros, but he's like, yeah, I don't want that to be me. Actually, Ouroboros is a good distance away now.
After chasing after the
how
car.
far away is he? Is it?
The Ouroboros, after chasing after it, would be around... Yeah. No, it's still like only 30 feet away from you, because that's how far the vehicle got to drive away.
Oh, well, where to go? Okay. So give me a good look at my surroundings here. So we're in the street. I gathered that much. But are there any alleys or something nearby I could hide in and recuperate?
Yeah, there would be an alley pretty nearby to where you're at, the one that they were originally heading for.
All right. Well, I am going to go over to that alley. How far away is it?
Not far. It's within your movement.
All right. Well, if it's within my movement, I'm going to go to that alley, and since I'm in an alley now, I've changed my mind. Actually, I want you fired.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you're making a crossbow attack against the Ouroboros?
Against the Ouroboros.
Is this an explosive round or just a normal?
Okay, let's see. Let me see here. I'm trying to. How many bolts have I used? 2, 3.
2.
You missed one and you hit
I missed one and then I critted on.
Yeah, so I think you've only used 2.
Okay, so I have a good amount left yet. All right.
And you reloaded already?
Yeah, you did reload last time.
Last turn.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Or not.
All right. So you just like line up your shot and just like attempt to loose the bolt, and there's some sort of like error in the way you've strung it here, and it just like and just like goes off kilter and doesn't go too far before it lands in front and just goes. Make a quick mobility saving throw.
Oh crap!
Oh no.
For a nat 1.
Ability saving. So. Oh, okay. So.
Oh no.
So you take a quick
Yikes.
18 points of explosive damage.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna kill myself.
Please don't do that.
I like how that's not like an angry threat. That's just a statement of fact.
Okay. Well, that's all I'm doing.
All right, so you're still ducking into that alleyway.
Yep. I'm just gonna sit there and nurse my.
All right, Mr. G.
I need to reload.
All right.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to stash the rifle, and I'm going to use my entire action economy to give chase.
Okay, so how are you going about that? Currently on the rooftop of the warehouse.
Action, grapple.
All right.
Bonus action, dash, action, and then standard, all my movement as far as I can get across the rooftops. So I'm gonna get across the street and then rooftops from the following, which is
you would have
15
to go
plus 60 plus 30. Or
I
15
suppose.
Plus, 50.
Yeah, from the because he would have went ahead into a different alleyway that's different from across the street. But if you go to the corner of the warehouse, you can pretty easily get to that block of buildings if you grapple across diagonally across the intersection. So I
want to use the I'll use the length of my hook shot anyways, which I think is 60.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 60 plus 15 plus 30 feet.
Yeah. I'll say from your position, though, you would have to use some of your movement to get to that corner. So I'd say, that'll probably take up the other half of your movement. So that's half movement there. Hook shot.
Okay, so I can get 60 plus 30 towards him.
Yeah, and then you zip across the intersection and then arrive on that, on the opposite rooftop.
Yes, and I'm going to just continue trying to keep him visible, at least, because I've gotten 90 feet closer to him, and he moved, you said 150? So he's within 40 feet of me.
This point? Yeah, because that's...
Not including vertical
within
movement,
60,
but...
so you're at least within 60 feet of him then, if that's the case.
Yeah, because I think you...
Yeah, because you...
How did I think me and Katara are both pretty close now.
Yeah, because he was 150 feet away, and then he was also a good distance starting away from you.
Oh, right, because he was 30 feet on top of that
at
away.
Least 30 feet
30.
away, yeah. So,
Sure.
we'll put him at about 180 feet. You just moved.
So he's 90 feet away.
Yeah.
I covered half the distance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you somewhere in this mess of alleyways that are on this block that are in front of you. You surmise he's somewhere in that area.
Okay. Well, I'm tracking him actively, so
right.
I can try to get his trail back up again, but I am using my entire action economy to chase.
All right.
I have my handgun and dagger out.
Gotcha.
Or combat knife.
And at this point, you hear the motorcycle.
I roll on my next turn because I put my rifle away. But on my next turn, I'll have handgun and dagger out.
Yeah. And you hear the motorcycle just vrooms up and just like and starts peeling away.
In what direction?
Seemingly in the same direction that you guys are headed in.
Okay. And that's all I can do on my turn.
Yeah. So back up to the top of the round. Katara's given chase.
Yeah, all my action economy is just straight up like 100 feet.
100 feet. So you could attempt to shoot for the same alleyway that you saw him slip into.
Yeah.
And so you head down the street and start heading that direction. You see a sort of like open intersection of alleyways ahead of you. With your dark vision, you could see pretty readily into them. But you do not see him currently in sight. Okay. But you would have gotten probably at least a decent distance into that alleyway.
I mean, like, how far completely?
We'll say...
Because how far was he from her?
Yeah, because we said it was about... Yeah, because at your grenade launcher's range, you were just able to get the vehicle with that explosive round at the outskirts of its range. So it was about 100 feet away, but he would have moved a bit closer. Like, the alleyway is like halfway in between you and where he was. So yeah, we would say you're probably like 50 feet deep into alleys at this point. But there's a number, it's like a web here. There's a number of different directions he could have gone, but you could start using your, I guess your perception to start tracking.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a bit, because next up is Sarah, and you're still back in this area with the Ouroboros, and you saw Kevin just flub his crossbow shot behind it.
You say flub. 18 damage is a big flub.
It's a pretty big flub.
She literally face palms.
And Kevin says into the earpiece, "Don't worry about me. I can hide." Ugh. Damn it! It hurts.
Yeah, I bet. It literally fire. So.
Yeah, and right now you're the only one within it, within its visual sight. It seems.
Hate my life. So does it seem like she would have to go through Ouroboros to get to where her party is now?
No, they would be in the other direction.
Okay. How far is Kevin from her?
The rest of the party. You would have to go through it to get to Kevin, but everybody else is skedaddling in the opposite direction.
Kevin said, "Don't worry."
Yeah, but it's Sarah.
Don't.
Oh God. Moral compass, people. God.
Well,
Okay. How far is Kevin from her now?
He just disappeared into that alley ahead of you, so that would be, you move 15 feet away from the wreckage, maybe about 45 feet, all things considered. At minimum.
Okay, oh, Lord have mercy. Is
Just
she...
Kevin in the background. No.
Don't you dare.
She's gonna yell out to Kevin, "I got you!" And she's going to fire her handgun in the direction of Ouroboros, and she's gonna take on down the street.
Down in the opposite direction? Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and... So is this with that the new triple shot?
Yes.
Alright, so go ahead and make an attack roll. Are you doing full burst?
Yes.
Alright.
Why?
It turns out this is the killing blow.
Right? I'm hoping, guys. I'm hoping.
That would make me very upset and very happy.
Very upset and very happy at the same time. Okay, let's see. Alright, so it is +7. Oh my God.
Oh! Natural 20. All right.
No way.
All right.
What happened?
Double your damage dice.
Okay. 1d6 per.
Yeah, so it's 3d6, so up to 66. Plus your mobility modifier. Plus the weapons bonus.
So 5. Okay.
So is this a +2 weapon?
Yeah, I think it's a +2 weapon if I'm not mistaken. So your mobility modifier and then +2.
Guys, here we go. 18.
That's a lot of ones. That's a lot of ones. Oh no.
I mean, a crit's a crit.
Yeah, so you just like fire forth this full round burst and just pop one of those sort of orange sacks that you see within its massive tentacles. It seems decently hurt by it, but it is still kicking and now seems quite aggravated. It is just stomping in your direction.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay. Lovely.
You better run like your life depends on it, because it does.
Because It does. All right. Yeah, she's booking it. But that's all she's doing.
All right, so you move your full movement in the opposite direction.
Trying to lead the Ouroboros away from Kevin and the rest of them.
Yeah.
So she's going in the opposite direction of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The party and Kevin.
Well, you're going the same direction as most of the party, but you're leading it away from Kevin.
Well,
yeah.
Because you got to pass him first, but he'll catch up eventually.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. End turn.
Okay. After Sarah, the Ouroboros is going to give chase. But it can't quite get to you with its movement, but it can dash to get close enough, but it will not be able to make an attack. So it's in close proximity with you, but it is gaining on you as it's just along the road.
Out of game, remember the dash action is your friend.
Also,
disengage is also a friend. Yeah,
disengage is a huge friend too.
I do not have disengage.
Everybody has.
Everybody has it.
Everybody can disengage.
Oh,
as
I
an
did not
action.
know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can disengage, dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an action, yeah.
It's as a bonus action that's in class. Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
some
I
people
don't mean to
can
metagame. I apologize.
So
I'm freaking out.
Metagaming would be acting on information you don't already have. The characters know that they can
Oh.
disengage and dash.
That's true. Yeah, Sarah would be well aware that she can disengage and dash.
Alright.
So yeah, that's no problem. But next up would be Scott's turn. So he's going to use some more of his movement to keep going, or at least you presume that's what he might be doing based on his prior course of action. Nobody has eyes on him. Next up is going to be Kevin. You see the Ouroboros running after your sister down the street. If you were to peek out from your hidey hole.
Let's see. Let's see here.
Kevin, do the smart thing.
What smart thing? Shoot? Because I can't shoot.
No, don't
Run.
shoot. Run. I made a diversion for a reason. Run.
Well, okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to run. I'm going to take the back alleys
All right.
and head in the same direction that everyone else seemed to be heading.
Yeah, so you could go further down this alley and start, once you emerge from the other side, just start heading in that same direction that you
And I'm
saw
gonna be
Katara
dashing.
once in. Yeah, so you got full 60 feet. So yeah, you could get a move on there. Actually, for you, that probably doesn't even get you on the other side of the alley, because I just mentioned that was a very long alley, but you're on your way. You're moving.
Yeah.
All right. So I suppose next up is going to be Katara. And I suppose for those not involved in the direct combat here, we could start taking things more broadly. So Katara and Sarah are the next ones that are up before any of the enemies.
I guess perception checks wise, because dark vision and blind sight.
Right.
I wouldn't have disadvantage on them.
Yeah. So yeah, you're just making perception checks. You got a lot of senses, so you're just like trying to see if you can get a sense of something.
Can I smell them?
Would it be an action for a perception or no?
Yeah, normally in combat it would be, but you still got your full movement, so you can move 50 feet while you're just like searching frantically. See if you can get a beat on his direction.
20.
Cool. That's pretty good. So as you're moving along, moving deeper into these alleyways, you would sort of like just focusing and honing your senses as you go different ways. You don't catch any sight of him as you move throughout 50 feet. But you do hear a sort of distant commotion in the sort of westward direction.
Okay, she's gonna relay that to Mr. G.
Yeah,
Westward.
sounds like there's like some like cries as you hone in your senses. You hear some like distant cries and just perhaps screeching and crashing at some intersection within your ear's range.
Sounds good.
Yep.
He's GTAing again.
Yep. She's just like she relays that to Mr. G, and that's pretty much it. Because all she's gonna do is just move.
All right.
So
you also hear that motorcycle just buzzing along as well. But Sarah, you're engaged with this Ouroboros.
Don't. How far away is it? It's like right on my.
It's on you.
Butt, right?
Yeah, it's right
It's
there.
on me. All right. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do? How bad does it look?
It looks a little better after it ate.
Wait,
But-
hold on. Did I get a turn?
Yeah,
Right,
Mr. G.
Mr. G was at the
Bottom of the round,
yeah,
right before Katara.
Yeah, that was when you did
Yeah.
use your full actions to get across the street. So
Did we just now get to? Because that was Katara's move that just went.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Because
Wait.
she's right after me,
Wait,
right?
no. That's right. No, I think. Did I miss you last
'cause-
time? I think I
think
might
you
have
did.
because
Yeah,
I
you
did
did.
Kevin. You
Oh,
should have been
yeah,
after
you did
Kevin.
miss.
That's right, because Kevin
Yep.
just went down the alleyway. Right. So what is
Yeah,
Mr.
so
G
I'm-
doing? So Mr. G, Katara, and Sarah could actually all pretty much act in tandem right now. There's no
Because-
enemies
yeah,
between them.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm still,
She relates that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still following, giving the information that I was given with
Right.
Katara.
So Katara's helped out with your senses. So you're gonna have to move across some rooftops.
I can do that. Zip zip.
All things considered, how much movement are we looking at here?
All right, so I have to use half. So I have 15 movement of running, plus another 30 feet. So that's 45 total movement of running, plus another 60 movement if I can get a full zip
Right.
on my hook shot.
Right. So yeah, you're just like zipping across. And
That's-
just zoop.
A total of 105. I finally beat Katara.
yeah. That is.
Spider-Man.
but that's if I can get a full zip on my.
That's true. That's
shot.
true. And not all of these gaps between these buildings at this point, just because there's alleyways in between them,
Yeah.
are going to be full zips.
Also, but those I can jump. I can probably just like.
That's true. That's true.
Use my
that's
acrobatics
true.
like I did before.
Yeah, I'll say make a
cross
quick
the smaller
acrobatics
gaps. To jump, to cross the
for
smaller
all
gaps.
the gaps you're going to be crossing throughout this chase.
I think that's right. Let me double check the math. 17. But
17.
Let's see.
No, yeah, that's
No. It's actually -4. Oh, so it's just 13.
13. Still good enough. You're getting across these gaps. They're very small and trivial gaps for you to hop across with your acrobatics. So you are just like leaping across each division, and so that would put you at a total of 90 feet of movement, all things said. Since you're just using
was it?
raw movement.
Raw movement? Yeah, raw movement without the hook shot would be 90 feet of running.
Yeah. So it'd probably be a little bit less than that if you were to use the hook shot, since you're not going across too large gaps. So this
If
is
I
the
don't need
faster
to, if I don't
method
need to
here.
if I don't need to cross a street, I don't need to use a hook shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, if I'm just going like straight across rooftops, leaping alleyways, that's 30, 30, 30.
Yeah, so, all right. 30, 30, 30. So, yeah, you just like, you hear that direction from Katara. Katara looks up and just sees the shadow of Mr. G crossing the paths overhead and just moving from roof to roof. By that point, you're probably making your way close to another street on the opposite side. You would probably make a perception check. I guess
I know my perception
he's
check.
spotted, right?
He is spotted. Would that count?
Yeah, you would have advantage on this, technically.
That's 20 or 21.
21, either way. So, in the far distance, you do have, like, at the point that you're at, like, a clear line of sight down a long road. A couple intersections away, you see, well, it looks to be some sort of situation where there's, like, a dude just laying out on the road and a vehicle starting to peel away. But this with
I can see the vehicle.
Because of your crazy decent perception here, you would have had to at least be in a 20 there to be able to see this. This is very far away. But you are like staring down the road at this in the distance. But it's very distant.
At least
1,000.
I will at least try to give
or not 1,000,
general,
but, like several hundred feet away.
Several hundred.
Yeah.
Well, I have a binocular, but I don't know if it's an action to use. I think it's at least an action to probably, because I have weapons out to pull out. But I can I'll relay at least the like color and kind of car.
Okay.
So people know what to look for.
All right. Yeah, you relay the description of the vehicle, which is a sort of like gray sedan. It looks like.
So, Sarah never got the location of the rendezvous.
No.
That's right.
He's in a car now.
Right.
How far away?
Let me think about that for a second. We'll say somewhere in the ballpark of, I'd say like 300 feet away, or a little bit less than that actually, because he would have been moving.
Because he still has to start.
Yeah,
accelerating. Right?
Yeah, he hasn't like taken off yet, but he's getting ready to.
By the time my next turn comes around, I won't be able to fire on it. That's already at the very edge of my handgun range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you still got the Muramasa on you, right? Or is it out of ammo?
It's out of ammo.
He's got to reload.
I got 0 on that bad boy. Yeah. Actually, that's currently all I can do on my turn.
All right. So that's Mr. G. So next, now we're finding out what's happening with Sarah.
Well, you said it's looking better since it ate?
Yeah, after it ate, it looks better than it was, but it's relatively hurt, but it seems like it's gonna take a lot to take this thing down still. But it's decently damaged after the hurting that Ronan threw down on it, but.
Well, go Ronan, go K-Cat. That's his new name. But let's see. Okay. She's gonna keep the aggro on her to keep it away from the rest of them. And she's gonna fire another triple shot. Full round burst.
All right. You certain that's what you're gonna do?
Yep.
All right. So it's gonna be at disadvantage at this range because it's right up on top of you. Yeah.
Okay.
But for the record, it seems like it's aggroed on you. It seems like it will continue to chase you regardless of whether you attack it here, just because you're the only prey in sight.
You're literally the only one around left.
Yeah, you're literally the only one around. Like, it doesn't... if it's hungry, like, it doesn't have a choice except to chase you right now.
Okay, nobody have a heart attack, okay? Let me think about this.
I want to say something, but I can't because that would be metagaming.
Okay. So, seeing that Sarah would know this, she is going to she's not bonus action. She's going to, I don't know why I said bonus action. She's going to disengage and dash 60 feet.
Well, you don't, disengage would be an action, or dash as an action. Unless you could do one
One
or
or
the
the
other.
okay.
Yeah.
30 feet then. She's gonna run 30 feet
Okay, so you
The rest
disengage
of her move.
and go
Although
30 feet away.
it does run 30 feet, right? At
Seems-
least 20 because it has reach.
Yeah, it seems like it's...
So, strictly tactically speaking, do you want the what's probably gonna be the better option, or do you want to just run for it? I don't want to tell you what to do.
This true.
Strictly-
There's a gamble here. You could disengage.
Strictly tactically speaking.
Well, because you can disengage and get away from it without an opportunity attack, but it would be able to catch up with you, it seems, at the rate at which you've seen it moving. Or you could...
Or it can take the
Yeah.
opportunity attack, which could crit again.
but
and kill
it gets
me.
it gets its full attack on you
True.
if it moves.
True.
Otherwise, you can force it to dash and not.
But
Which
you
limits-
would be in the same situation. You'd basically be reducing it to one attack around.
Yeah, you can reduce it to one attack around,
Unless
or
you have
del-
other options here. You are a caster. I don't know.
you can reduce it to one attack per round, or the full, or you can delay a full round of attacks by one turn.
Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. She's just gonna book it.
So which one? Is it
Yeah, let's-
disengage or dash?
She's going to disengage and go 30 feet.
Unless you can make that thing friendly to you.
No, I can't. Unfortunately, that's not how that works. It has to be humanoid.
All right, so you disengage, you get away 30 feet in the opposite direction. And that's going to be Sarah.
Yeah,
So,
can do.
this thing's
Which
going
is
to...
disengaging or dashing.
Disengaging.
Okay.
So, this thing is just marching down the street. And it's going to be able to catch up with you pretty easily. And it is going to throw down its 2 attacks. It's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, so that's a miss. Oh yeah, and you got new armor last time. I didn't update
Yes.
your stat card for the stream because I didn't know whether or not how much of this episode you were going to be in. But
Right. Well, we all.
yeah, I'm not sure what your
17.
new AC is. 17.
It's 17. Yeah.
Okay. So
That misses.
that's a miss.
However, that is definitely a hit.
That's a hit. So you take 23 points of bludgeoning and necrotic damage.
1 hit point, guys. 1 hit point. I can't do much more of this.
Maybe we'll be rolling that character after all.
Maybe.
Someone's gonna have to help her.
Oh, nobody is even in the remote vicinity.
Yep. Yep. This is absolutely the case.
All right. Yeah, that's. Okay.
So that's the Ouroboros' turn.
Hold on.
Next up, I guess Mr. G would have sight on that vehicle starting to tear away, and it starts moving further down the road.
Yeah, so now it's definitely outside of 320 feet, though.
At this point, yeah, it would be probably outside of 300 feet.
Yeah. So that's the range on my handgun.
So, but yeah, it's continuing along, and you hear a distant, very distant, especially from your perception from last time, helicopter buzzing.
Oh, good.
Do I see it?
You don't,
Or do I at least know
quite.
which direction?
not quite yet, but you get, yeah,
Okay.
you get a sense that it's sort of in the direction that is tearing away from heading down the road.
All right.
But that's going to be his turn. So next up, we got Mr. G, Katara, and Sarah are all allowed to
Full
sort of
dash.
act here. So you're full dashing in that direction. You're getting 100 feet out of the alleyway. At this point, you're probably getting onto the main street and being able to see from the ground level sort of what Mr. G is looking at, which is way down the road. All this activity going on.
Hold on. So I kind of zoned out for a bit. Is that for me?
Well, yeah, you and Katara and Sarah are all kind of allowed to act in tandem here. So whatever.
Okay. Oh, I'm still moving. That's it.
So you're still moving. So yeah.
I'm still dying.
I'm moving in the same direction that the car is headed into.
Okay. So yeah, you could like zip across the street. Yeah, you see Katara running the streets below you, heading in that direction. And she gets a fair bit away. We'll say probably only takes like the first half of your movement to get out of the alley matrix and just start getting onto the streets. So you're at least 50 feet further in that direction, but he looks to be a little more than 300 feet away from that rooftop that Mr. G was at. So you're zipping across the street with your hook shot and then using your full movement to get that way. So
as much as I can.
Yeah.
Which is it'll be 45 plus however much of the zip I can get, which is up to 60.
Yeah, with the zip, that would be at least 60 feet right there, and I would probably put him within distant range of one of your weapons, possibly.
Wait, so the zip is 60. How far is the car then? Right now, this turn.
At the end of that 60-foot zip, let me see. No, yeah, that would probably put it at about. It was probably around about like 320 feet away. So,
if it's exactly 320, then I can hit it at long range with my handgun.
Oh, okay.
Or rather, it's in my range. I don't know if I can hit it.
Well,
it's within my range.
Okay, yeah. If it's exactly 320,
320 is the maximum for my long range.
I see.
On my handgun.
Okay. So yeah, you might be able to make an attack on it there if you're not going to be moving. If you would like to.
I would like to attack.
This is a very
I can
long
only attack
shot.
the car at this point.
Yeah, it's a very long shot.
Actually, okay, so I don't have any view of the helicopter yet.
Not yet.
Do I see where the motorcyclist is?
Actually, at this point, yeah, they're probably coming around the block and coming into a similar sort of coming into your view within this street.
How close?
Probably within like 50 feet or so of you.
Behind me?
Sort of
coming up, or
sort of off to the side, like intersecting, sort of perpendicular to you, I suppose.
Could I get to the vehicle first? Can I get to that motorcycle? Actually, do we see, other than the cars that are being jacked by by Scott, are there any other vehicles on the road?
It looks like there might be a few more around that intersection that he was at.
But that's like 300 feet away.
Yeah, make a perception check real quick. No, yeah, you would be able to notice like like one small vehicle parked by a sidewalk that's like closer than that, sort of along the road.
I'm looking for something with the
possibly
keys in
into a driveway. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's in it.
It's not being driven.
It's not being driven.
Okay. I'll try to get to the motorcyclist. I'll try to get in front of them and kind of like wave him down and pick me up.
Okay. So, suppose with your hook shot, you could just like swing to the ground level off of some of these buildings without taking any fall damage.
Just kind of hook shot my way down and then dash to get to the vehicle.
Yeah. At this point, Katara's probably, she would still, because at this point she's probably still ahead of you, since she's gone a little bit further onto the road. But you get in front of this motorcyclist and this bird lady. As she's coming down the road, you attempt to wave her down.
Or, because I can hotwire a car.
You've done it.
We're not going to catch up to them on foot. That's not going to happen. I think we need to... I can at least get in a vehicle. Katara, perhaps you hop on the motorcycle try to get some ground. Or, because if I can get a vehicle, maybe we can both get in the car.
Yeah, I want to catch up to him.
Because we're not going to be able to catch up on foot.
No. I want to catch up to him, and I want to kill him.
Good deal. I'm taking. Okay, so I'm actually going down onto the thing. I'm not taking. I'm not going to try to wave down the motorcyclist. I'm going to head for that car.
All right.
And I'm just going to
using your
bust it open and
using your full movement.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, using your full movement to go into that direction, you could probably get pretty close. And we'll
and
get
nothing
to that.
elaborate here.
Yeah, we'll get to that coming up. But meanwhile, Sarah.
Okay.
Well,
that is the question. So
I just realized something.
What's that?
Sarah has the virus, and she's about to die again.
It's gonna come into play. Don't worry. So she's going to. Either way this goes, it's bad.
Yeah.
She's going to. Okay. She's going to try and book it without disengaging 30 feet.
Okay, so you're just
here.
so you're trying to get away from it.
Yes.
So it's going to make an opportunity attack against you.
Okay.
Better miss. She's at 1 health.
Yeah, me too.
Wait.
What?
You have 1 health.
I do
Your
have
speed is
one.
halved.
That's true. So you're getting 15 feet away.
15 feet. I'm just trying to get away from it.
All right.
As far as I can.
I mean, what? Okay,
you
before.
can't.
What are you trying? What are you trying to do?
You can't
Like,
get away.
What are you trying to do? Like before, what's the idea? Like after you run, if this were to miss, what are you trying to do? Because you might be able to just do the other thing right there.
That's true. Because if you get hit here,
but it
you
will
will
be at disadvantage.
You what?
I'm trying to shoot it.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the virus then?
I'm gonna. Oh God. I don't know because either way.
Wow, street racer.
That's Scott in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Those. I'm writing Sarah off right now.
I'm telling you right now.
Nobody around.
Yeah, this isn't a good situation.
And, no, it's a bad.
This may be your last turn with Sarah. What are you going to do?
Okay, so if this is my last turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the vial on the ground and I'm going to step.
You're gonna step on it?
Yeah.
Well, it is, like I said, this metallic encapsulated vial. Yeah, it took a bullet earlier and didn't crack.
You have to
so,
open it.
Can I uncork it?
You have to open it.
Yeah, you could activate it. Yeah, and so that it's just like it just sort of. It seems to have some mechanical devices.
Somewhere.
Yeah, there's a switch on it that will just like open up one end of it, essentially.
Okay, does that when I open it, does it release it or does it just open it to where I could pour it out?
Well, what you see is it sort of just like it sort of splits open at one end and just like a sort of hypodermic needle just sort of sticks out.
Oh, good. Okay, so you know what? She's gonna take the needle and she's just gonna stick it in her arm.
Oh, what did you say?
I
She's
mean,
gonna just stick it in her arm.
All
You
right.
could always just step on it.
So,
It destroys the vial, which is her goal, because she doesn't want anybody else to have it, and she knows the group is too
keeps
far
it from
away.
falling into the wrong hands.
keep
For
it-
sure.
Yep. And then
And
ends.
I'm already dead,
It's a
so
perfect plan.
Yeah,
It is a
exactly.
perfect plan.
It's the only option she has, really.
Yep.
Yeah. So you take
She
this.
sees this as the end, and she just stabs it in her arm.
So, in the face of certain doom, looking up at this creature as it's about to certainly envelop you, you take this vial, stick out the needle on one end, and just stick it into your arm. And as it does, you feel just like you see your veins going dark around that area, and you just feel the life essence begin to drain from you as just various tentacles beneath your skin begin to writhe about, and you can see them and feel them, and it is a very invasive, terrifying feeling. First off,
Let's
Yes?
see this.
roll a d100.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Okay, how do I... Oh, it's a thing. Okay. It's a thing. I'm freaking out. Just straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case. Okay.
91.
91.
All right. So you feel it just like begin to course throughout your system, and for a moment you feel almost as though you like through strength of will you could resist or control it, but the virus is too powerful and it just overtakes you, and you feel those tentacles underneath your skin just begin to just burst out of your skin one at a time and begin to coil and envelop around you as they were before when you almost died to infection.
Uh-huh.
Is there any last thing you want Sarah to say?
She's just going to kind of whisper over the Bluetooth. Since she never turned the damn thing off in the first place. She's just gonna say, mission failed. But the virus is gone. And that's gonna be her last words.
Wouldn't that be a mission success then?
Well, sort of, I guess.
In any
It
event,
doesn't get into the wrong hands.
you hear
Okay.
you hear
Just
Sarah
switch one word.
you hear Sarah say that over the airwaves. Are there any responses before that she might be able to hear?
Can Kevin hear what's going on over there?
I mean, Kevin would hear this over the airwaves. So if there's the
Well,
last
he was
word,
fairly close.
well, because he went further deeper down the alley, so he's a little bit
Okay.
farther now. But you would certainly
No,
hear
sorry.
that.
enough to get
My
it this
question.
time.
Yeah. My question is, what does her voice sound like? What are the sounds we hear through the Bluetooth? Because that'll depend on.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine you hear a very weakened Sarah voice, not only from the virus, but from her very damaged and debilitated state, just being on her last legs. She would definitely sound very weak and breathy coming through.
As Katara just goes, well, you can rest easy then. Mission
Meanwhile-
accomplished.
Meanwhile, Kevin just. Well, you can hear him screaming in sorrow
And
because he knows what she's done.
Mr.
Yeah.
G turns off his comms.
all right. And as this is all going on, you hear your brother's cries in the distance as your vision closes over and these tentacles envelop you. And none of you are around to see this. Sarah isn't quite aware enough to perceive it either. But, somewhere in the distant blocks behind you guys, she is just writhing and contorting and transforming into a massive creature, much like the one in front of her. And with the last thought that she had in her head, that creature begins to act. And these two clash in the middle of that street. That was the last you would have ever heard of Sarah. And that is going to be where we pick up next time.
That would be a fight to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looks like I only delayed the inevitable.
Seems
But
it.
we got the we technically. I mean, that was one hell of a VIP play, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way to
Cool.
take one
Or like
for
the
team.
MVP play. She got the virus and prevented it from getting into the hands of the enemy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't the plan.
No, not the plan.
But when do things ever go according to plan?
Never.
Yeah.
That might, I mean, phew. You made something of a bad circumstance there, though. That was probably the best play you could have done there. But unfortunately, it cost Sarah her life. So, man, that went in all sorts of directions I wasn't expecting. Oh, but thank you all very much for watching. And goodbye, Sarah. Next week, we'll be picking up, again, with the last leg of this chase. And we'll see where it goes from there. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Nights of dreams, all the good things.